Introduction. Consider the professional, let's call her Sarah. By all outward measures, she was successful, a senior manager, good salary, corner office. Yet, every Monday morning, a quiet dread settled in. It wasn't hatred for her work, but an acute frustration with the systemic grind, the endless meetings that produced little, the corporate politics that drained her energy, the constant feeling of being a cog in someone else's machine. Her passion projects gathered dust, her sense of purpose dwindled, and the golden handcuffs felt increasingly heavy. This wasn't about wanting to stop working. It was about wanting to choose how she worked, what she built, and who she served. It was the silent yearning for a life where her daily effort directly translated into her own chosen future, free from the 9-to-5 decree. Take a moment to consider where this feeling might resonate in your own professional journey. The first thing to grasp is that financial autonomy isn't merely about accumulated wealth. It's about creating genuine optionality. Many professionals discover that the perceived stability of a paycheck often masks a fundamental lack of control over their time and leverage. One shift that accelerates progress is moving from a mindset of employment to one of strategic self-ownership. This means understanding your market value beyond your job title, not just in terms of salary, but in transferable skills and problem-solving capabilities. Think of the moment when you recognize your unique contributions and how that expertise could serve a different, more purpose-driven ecosystem. What separates consistent earners from the rest is the strategic planning of their runway, the financial, skill-based, and network-driven foundation that supports a deliberate transition. This blueprint begins with clearly envisioning your ideal post-job life, defining not just what you're escaping, but what you're building towards. Your freedom begins with a clear vision. Design your freedom, then live it. Let's build directly on what we uncovered about envisioning your ideal post-job life. It's crucial now to unpack the true costs of traditional employment, extending far beyond the figures on your paycheck. Many professionals discover that the greatest drain isn't just a stagnant salary, but the subtle erosion of their most finite resources, time and autonomy. Consider a time when a project or directive from management demanded your energy, even though you instinctively knew it was inefficient or misaligned with your broader career goals. This isn't just work, it's an opportunity cost, a direct expense against the time you could have spent developing market-relevant skills, building your own enterprise, or simply engaging in activities that genuinely rejuvenate you. The first thing to grasp is that your employment isn't just providing income. It's often extracting a hidden premium on your freedom to choose. Another factor that changes everything is recognizing the intrinsic value of control over your career path. Think of the moment when you faced a salary ceiling, or when a negotiation failed to meet your expectations, simply because your leverage was tied to a single employer. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their acute awareness of these non-monetary costs. One shift that accelerates progress is performing a comprehensive dissatisfaction audit. This involves meticulously assessing not just your financial stresses, but every point of friction: the commute, the micromanagement, the lack of creative input, the energy spent on office politics. These are all real costs, often masked by the security of a steady wage. Take a moment to reflect on your deepest points of professional friction right now. Understanding these hidden expenditures empowers you to truly value the freedom you seek. Your time is your currency. Invest it wisely. Now here's where the real shift begins: exploring the dynamic landscape of independent work, side hustles, and portfolio careers. The rigid structures of traditional employment are giving way to unprecedented opportunities for financial freedom, allowing individuals to exert far greater control over their earning power and career trajectory. Many professionals discover that while their corporate roles offer a single income stream, the modern economy rewards those who can diversify their value. The first thing to grasp is that your existing skill set, honed within a company, often has significant market value externally. Consider a time when your specialized knowledge solved a complex problem for your employer. That same expertise can be packaged and offered directly to clients who desperately need it. Another factor that changes everything is the accessibility of digital platforms and global connectivity. which dramatically lowers the barrier to entry for independent ventures. Client acquisition friction, once a major hurdle, is now mitigated by online marketplaces and professional networks. What separates consistent earners from the rest is not just having skills, but actively identifying and aligning them with an emerging industry. Think of the moment when a new technology or market trend caught your attention. Those signals are often opportunities in disguise. One shift that accelerates progress is making a conscious effort to research one or two emerging industries or niches that genuinely excite you and resonate with your current capabilities. Perhaps it's AI integration for small businesses, sustainable consulting, or specialized digital marketing for a niche audience. The goal isn't just to earn more, but to build leverage and create an exit strategy from the confines of the 9 to 5. Take a moment to consider one burgeoning area where your unique talents could find new application. The future of work is decentralized, rewarding those who proactively stack skills and seize autonomy. Build your own economy. Dictate your own terms. With that foundation in place, let's get an overview of the roadmap you're about to embark on, a structured journey from envisioning your freedom to actively living it. This isn't a nebulous concept. It's a series of distinct phases designed to transform aspiration into actionable reality: planning, execution, and sustained maintenance. The first thing to grasp is that this journey isn't a leap of faith, but a meticulously planned ascent. Consider a time when a major life decision lacked a clear plan, leading to unnecessary stress or missteps. Here, planning involves a deep dive into your current financial reality, identifying skill gaps, and strategically mapping out your income generation strategies. This foundational work directly addresses potential budget stress and clarifies your earning power leverage. One shift that accelerates progress is embracing iterative execution. Many professionals discover that the most effective way to build a runway, whether through a side hustle or direct transition, is by consistently applying and refining market-relevant skills. Think of the moment when you mastered a new tool or technique at your job. That same dedicated application, now directed towards your own ventures, is the engine of your escape. It's through these consistent actions that new client acquisition friction is overcome. What separates consistent earners from the rest is the rigorous maintenance phase. This involves not just achieving financial freedom, but sustaining it through diversification, continuous skill stacking, and proactive adaptation to market changes. Another factor that changes everything is defining a clear, measurable goal for your financial freedom journey. Perhaps it's replacing 80% of your current income through independent work within 2 years, or building a portfolio of services that generates a specific monthly cash flow. Take a moment to define one tangible, specific goal for your financial freedom that truly energizes you. This structured approach ensures your journey is both intentional and achievable. Plan diligently, execute decisively, and manage continuously. There's a deeper layer worth exploring now: solidifying your commitment to making a significant career change. This isn't merely an intellectual exercise, it's a profound declaration that impacts your earning power, career strategy, and ultimately, your freedom. Without genuine commitment, the inevitable challenges of building a new path, from navigating client acquisition friction to managing budget stress during transition, can easily derail progress. The first thing to grasp is that true commitment acts as your internal compass when external pressures mount. Many professionals discover that the initial excitement of a new venture can fade when faced with the daily grind or unexpected setbacks, such as a difficult boss dynamic in their current role. What separates consistent earners from the rest is not just raw talent, but the unwavering resolve to push through these moments, powered by a deeper conviction in their chosen direction. Consider a time when you achieved something truly difficult. It likely required sustained effort, even when motivation wavered. This journey demands that same grit. One shift that accelerates progress is understanding that self-belief isn't a magical quality. It's meticulously built through consistent, small actions and the courage to learn from mistakes, not be paralyzed by them. Think of the moment when you successfully negotiated a tricky situation. That experience built a layer of confidence. Another factor that changes everything is the power of declared commitment. Declare your intention not only to yourself, but also to one trusted accountability partner. This external validation and shared responsibility can provide crucial support and keep you aligned with your exit planning, especially when the path feels uncertain. Take a moment to identify that trusted individual who will hold you to your word. Your commitment is the bedrock of your transformation. Declare your path, then walk it with unwavering resolve. Chapter 1. Mindset, your foundation for freedom. Consider the case of Michael, a highly skilled software architect. He consistently received outstanding performance reviews, yet whenever a promotion opportunity arose or a project requiring significant innovation, Michael would subtly step back. His internal monologue whispered, "I'm not leadership material," or "someone else is more qualified for that visibility." Despite clear evidence of his capabilities and market demand for his expertise, these ingrained beliefs, often unconscious, acted as invisible barriers. They prevented him from negotiating for higher compensation, from pursuing a freelance venture where his skills could command premium rates, or even from simply raising his hand for projects that would expand his influence and earning power. His talent was undeniable, but his mindset imposed a strict ceiling on his potential. Take a moment to notice where similar internal roadblocks might show up in your own career decisions. The first thing to grasp is that identifying these internal roadblocks, these negative self-talk patterns, is not about finding fault, but about gaining clarity. Many professionals discover that the greatest limitations to their career pivots or income growth aren't external market forces, but deeply held beliefs about their own worth or capabilities. One shift that accelerates progress is consciously recognizing these thoughts when they arise. When you hear yourself say, "I can't do that," or "it's too risky for me," challenge it. Reframe that thought into an empowering question. What would it take to do that? Or what steps can I take to mitigate the risk? This technique directly impacts your willingness to engage in crucial negotiation discussions or pursue client acquisition strategies. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their deliberate practice of cultivating empowering self-talk, transforming doubt into strategic inquiry. Think of the moment when you overcame a significant challenge. Your internal dialogue during that time was likely one of persistence, not surrender. As a practical step, write down 3 specific beliefs that you suspect are currently holding you back from greater professional autonomy or financial growth. Uncovering your limiting beliefs is the first step toward dismantling them. Question your limits, then transcend them. Moving from theory into practice, let's explore how embracing challenges and continuous learning isn't just a philosophy, but a direct pathway to expanded earning power and career freedom. The first thing to grasp is that true skill stacking isn't about being born with innate abilities, but about the consistent, deliberate development of market-relevant competencies. Many professionals discover that what initially feels like a challenging problem or a daunting new project in their current role, if approached with a growth mindset, transforms into an invaluable opportunity to build expertise. Consider a time when you were tasked with something outside your comfort zone, perhaps leading a complex negotiation or mastering a new software. The discomfort was a catalyst for learning. This reframing is essential for increasing your leverage and preparing for exit planning. One shift that accelerates progress is understanding that skills are not fixed attributes, but dynamic capacities that can always be improved. Think of the moment when you overcame initial client acquisition friction by honing your communication or presentation abilities. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their proactive commitment to identifying skill bottlenecks and systematically addressing them. This isn't about chasing every trend, but strategically cultivating capabilities that enhance your value. For example, if your career strategy involves transitioning into a consulting role, developing strong project management or advanced data analysis skills might be your next critical step. Take a moment to consider a skill you've wanted to develop but have perhaps put off, viewing it as too difficult. A practical step you can take this week is to choose one new skill to actively develop, however small. Perhaps it's dedicating 30 minutes daily to an online course, or volunteering for a project that utilizes a specific underdeveloped talent. This consistent effort, however minor, compounds into significant career advantage. Your capacity for growth is limitless, directly impacting your trajectory toward financial independence. Cultivate your competence, command your destiny. This insight naturally leads us forward to developing the mental fortitude crucial for independent endeavors, especially when confronting setbacks. The journey to financial freedom and job escape is rarely a straight line. It's marked by unexpected obstacles, perceived failures, and moments of doubt. The first thing to grasp is that resilience isn't the absence of falling, but the speed and effectiveness with which you bounce back. Many professionals discover that what distinguishes successful entrepreneurs from those who remain stuck in the 9-to-5 isn't a lack of mistakes, but a refined strategy for learning from them. Consider a time when a negotiation didn't go your way, or a client acquisition effort yielded no results. Instead of dwelling on the negative, what if you systematically analyze the process, identifying areas for improvement in your market skills or approach? This reframing turns setbacks into valuable data for your career strategy. One shift that accelerates progress is deliberately developing strategies to recover and adapt. Think of the moment when a project at work hit a major snag. Your ability to pivot, problem solve, and push through defined your success. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their capacity to view budget stress or a risky transition not as a crisis, but as a temporary challenge requiring strategic adjustment. Another factor that changes everything is the intentional cultivation of positivity through a daily gratitude exercise. This isn't about denying difficulty, but about strengthening your mental landscape to better weather storms. Before starting your day, or before bed, simply list 3 specific things you are genuinely grateful for. This practice builds a robust emotional foundation, empowering you to navigate the ups and downs of building your own runway. Take a moment to identify one recent setback and consider what lesson it offered. Mental fortitude is built through practice, not avoidance. Embrace challenges, fortify your spirit. Now here's where the real shift begins. Adopting a proactive, solution-oriented approach to your entire career and financial landscape. This means seeing problems not as hindrances, but as chances for innovation and increased earning power. The first thing to grasp is that every challenge, whether it's a difficult boss dynamic or a market skill gap, represents an unmet need or an inefficient process. Many professionals discover that their greatest opportunities arise from actively looking for friction points. Consider a time when a colleague or client expressed frustration about a recurring issue. That was an open invitation to innovate. Developing this mindset directly impacts your career strategy and ability to build leverage. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their keen ability to identify these problems and then design effective solutions, often before being asked. This proactive stance isn't just about making your current job easier. It's about building a portfolio of demonstrated problem-solving abilities that can attract clients or lead to new ventures in your exit planning. Think of the moment when you streamlined a process, saving time or resources. You created tangible value. This approach helps overcome client acquisition friction by showcasing your real-world impact. One shift that accelerates progress is committing to solving even one small problem for someone today. It could be a colleague, a friend, or even a community member. This practice, however minor, hones your problem-solving muscle and builds your reputation as a valuable resource. It might seem unrelated to budget stress or negotiation mistakes, but it cultivates the mindset of value creation, which underpins all successful independent endeavors. Take a moment to identify one small problem, however insignificant, that you could genuinely solve for someone in your sphere of influence today. By consistently seeking and solving problems, you transform challenges into opportunities for growth and income. Be a solution. Create your value. Let's build directly on what we uncovered about cultivating a proactive mindset, because now we will solidify that foundation by creating a vivid, detailed picture of your ideal, financially free life. Many professionals discover that merely wishing for freedom isn't enough. You need a blueprint for what you're building towards. Consider a time when you achieved a significant personal goal. perhaps completing a marathon or mastering a complex hobby. The clarity of that end goal was a powerful driver. The first thing to grasp is that this vivid vision acts as your North Star, guiding every career strategy decision and influencing your earning power trajectory. It helps you assess potential opportunities. Does this project, this skill acquisition, or this client lead me closer to that specific freedom day? This clarity helps navigate potential negotiation mistakes or resist the pull of comfortable, yet ultimately misaligned, roles. Take a moment to let that vision of your own ideal freedom day truly take shape within your mind. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their unwavering focus on a compelling future. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's strategic emotional leverage. Think of the moment when you face significant budget stress or a risky transition. A clear, emotionally resonant vision of your desired life provides the fortitude to push through. It reframes current sacrifices as investments in your ultimate freedom. One shift that accelerates progress is transforming abstract desires into sensory-rich experiences. This visualization isn't a passive daydream, it's an active exercise in connecting with your future self. It informs your skill stacking and exit planning by highlighting what truly matters. This intentional act of visualizing your future solidifies your purpose and fuels your journey. Cultivate your vision, command your path. With the foundation of your vivid Freedom Day visualization in place, let's now distill that image into a precise definition. It's time to truly unpack what financial freedom means for you personally, specifically focusing on complete control over your time and income. The first thing to grasp is that financial freedom isn't a universal number or a vague aspiration. It's a personalized state of control that directly impacts your career strategy. Many professionals discover that while a steady paycheck offers a sense of security, it simultaneously cedes control over their most valuable assets, their time and their earning potential. Consider a time when your schedule was dictated by someone else's priorities, preventing you from pursuing a passion, attending a critical family event, or simply working when you're most productive. Another factor that changes everything is understanding that true income growth and leverage come from the ability to align your value with your preferred timeline. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their deliberate choice to move beyond a salary ceiling imposed by a boss dynamic and towards an income generated directly by their market skills. Think of the moment when you realized your true impact on a project. Now, imagine channeling that impact on your own terms. One shift that accelerates progress is moving from a passive hope for freedom to an active, written definition of it. This isn't just picturing. It's stating with clarity what your ideal day looks like when you dictate your hours, choose your projects, and determine your compensation. This personal freedom vision becomes a powerful filter for every decision, from skill stacking to exit planning. Take a moment to ponder what control over your time truly signifies for your daily life, beyond just leisure. This precise definition of your freedom clarifies your targets and solidifies your resolve. Define your freedom, then claim it. Chapter 2: Financial Freedom Blueprint: Building Your Runway. Consider David, a marketing director earning a six-figure salary. He often felt financially constrained, despite his seemingly comfortable income. Each month, after rent, car payments, and discretionary spending, his savings account barely budged. He knew he wanted to start his own consulting firm, to escape the relentless corporate meetings and restrictive boss dynamics, but the prospect of a risky transition terrified him because he couldn't accurately project his living expenses without that steady paycheck. The actual numbers were a blur. He found himself perpetually caught in a cycle of earning more, only to spend more, never truly building the financial runway needed for his exit planning. Without a clear picture of his actual financial baseline, his true income, his precise expenses, and his debt obligations, his dream remained just that, a dream, perpetually out of reach due to unknown budget stress. Take a moment to consider if you truly know where every dollar of your income is going. This situation highlights a fundamental truth. You cannot build a robust financial freedom plan without absolute clarity on your current financial reality. The first thing to grasp is that understanding your income every expense and all existing debts isn't about restriction, it's about empowerment. Many professionals discover that the amorphous budget stress they feel is often a symptom of not knowing precisely where their money goes. One shift that accelerates progress is moving beyond vague notions to concrete data. This precise understanding becomes the baseline for every strategic decision, from identifying how much income growth you need to how quickly you can develop new market skills without financial strain. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their granular understanding of their financial position. Think of the moment when a business makes a major investment. They first analyze their balance sheet thoroughly. Your personal financial blueprint demands the same rigor. A practical step: for the next 7 days, track every single dollar you spend. Use an app, a spreadsheet, or even a small notebook. No judgment, just pure data collection. This precise understanding of your financial baseline is the critical first step in constructing your freedom runway. Know your numbers. Own your future. Let's build directly on what we uncovered about gaining clarity on your current financial state. With that precise baseline in hand, the next crucial step in building your financial freedom runway is to systematically identify and eliminate unnecessary expenditures, thereby freeing up valuable capital. Many professionals discover that the path to financial autonomy isn't solely about increasing income, but equally about optimizing what you keep. The first thing to grasp is that every dollar saved from non-essential spending is a dollar that can be directly invested in your freedom runway. This capital can reduce budget stress during a risky transition, fund essential skill stacking, or provide the buffer needed for early client acquisition efforts. Consider a time when small, recurring expenses, perhaps unused subscriptions or daily discretionary purchases, accumulated into a surprisingly significant sum over a month or a year. What could that money have done if strategically redirected towards your career strategy or exit planning? What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their deliberate choice to reallocate these freed resources towards assets that enhance their future earning power. Smart budgeting isn't about deprivation, it's about intentional resource allocation, maximizing your savings to serve your ultimate goal of control. One shift that accelerates progress is to make a concrete, immediate decision. Cut one non-essential expense starting today. Perhaps it's a streaming service you rarely use, an automated delivery, or a daily habit that doesn't genuinely enhance your life or career trajectory. This isn't just a financial decision, it's a declaration of intent. Take a moment to identify one recurring, non-essential expense you could confidently eliminate right now. Each deliberate cut is a conscious step towards greater financial independence and control. Spend with purpose, save for freedom. This insight naturally leads us forward to a critical calculation for building your financial freedom runway. Determining the exact amount of savings you need to cover your living expenses for a specified period. This is your tangible runway goal. Without this number, your job escape plan remains an abstract concept, vulnerable to budget stress and risky transitions. The first thing to grasp is that a financial runway provides not just security, but the crucial psychological buffer required for any significant career pivot. Many professionals discover that the fear of the unknown, particularly around income fluctuations during client acquisition or skill stacking, is the primary reason they stay in unfulfilling roles. Consider a time when financial uncertainty caused you undue stress or limited your choices. Having a clearly defined runway directly addresses that vulnerability. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their precise understanding of their minimum viable lifestyle. This isn't about austerity, but about identifying your non-negotiable monthly essential expenses. Think of the moment when a business launches a new product. They calculate their break-even point meticulously. Your personal runway requires the same rigor. This informs your income growth targets and your overall career strategy. Another factor that changes everything is that this calculation empowers your exit planning. Knowing you have 6, 12, or even 18 months of expenses covered allows you to negotiate from a position of strength, invest in market skills, and weather initial client acquisition friction without panic. One shift that accelerates progress is to now calculate your monthly essential expenses. Go through your tracked spending and separate needs from wants. This clear number becomes your target. Take a moment to truly define what your essential monthly expenses look like, stripped of anything discretionary. Your precisely calculated runway is the fuel for your journey towards independence. Define your need. Build your freedom. Moving from theory into practice, with your essential expenses now clearly defined, our next critical step is to implement powerful strategies to boost your savings rate quickly and effectively. This isn't just about accumulating money. It's about building a tangible runway that empowers your career strategy and future independence. The first thing to grasp is the sheer power of automation in eliminating decision fatigue around saving. Many professionals discover that despite good intentions, manual transfers often get sidelined when immediate budget stress or unexpected expenses arise. Consider a time when you intended to save but found that money had already been spent on something else. This inconsistency directly impacts your ability to build a robust financial runway for exit planning, as the capital isn't reliably available for skill acquisition or business development. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their deliberate removal of friction from their savings process, making wealth accumulation an automatic function, not a willpower battle. Another factor that changes everything is leveraging high-interest savings accounts. These aren't just for extra money, they are dedicated reservoirs for your freedom capital. Even a seemingly small difference in interest rate compounds significantly over time, adding tangible momentum to your runway growth, effectively giving you a small boost to your earning power on your savings. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement today, is to automate a fixed savings transfer directly from your paycheck into a separate, high-interest savings account each payday. This pay-yourself-first strategy ensures your freedom capital is secured before any other expenditures compete for it. This dedicated capital directly supports your skill stacking and reduces the perceived risk of client acquisition friction when you ultimately transition, bolstering your career strategy. Think about the psychological relief that comes from knowing your runway is growing consistently without daily effort. This disciplined approach transforms saving from an aspiration into an inevitable outcome, ensuring your freedom runway grows steadily and predictably. Automate your savings, secure your freedom. This insight naturally leads us forward to a critical component of your financial freedom blueprint: developing a clear plan to reduce or eliminate high-interest debt, freeing up crucial cash flow. Understanding debt's profound impact on your freedom timeline is paramount, acting as an invisible anchor, impeding your career strategy and growth potential. The first thing to grasp is that high-interest debt isn't just a monthly payment. It's a constant drain on resources. Many professionals discover capital consumed by interest could otherwise fund skill stacking, provide a safety net for risky transitions, or accelerate client acquisition. Consider a time when a significant portion of your income felt pre-allocated. That's debt creating budget stress and limiting optionality. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers is their aggressive focus on dismantling this financial burden. Another factor that changes everything is recognizing that every dollar freed from high-interest debt effectively boosts your available cash flow, directly increasing your earning power. This liberated capital becomes a powerful tool in your exit planning, providing resources to invest in yourself and ventures. Think of the moment you successfully paid off a loan. That relief offered tangible leverage. Take a moment to consider how current debt obligations might be subtly influencing your career decisions or sense of urgency. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this month, is to make an extra payment on your smallest high-interest debt. This immediate action creates momentum, building the confidence required to tackle larger obligations. By systematically dismantling your debt, you are not just saving money, you are reclaiming your future. Eliminate debt, liberate your capital. Now here's where the real shift begins in fueling your escape. Setting up automatic transfers to grow your runway effortlessly and making saving a non-negotiable habit. This strategic automation is what truly distinguishes consistent progress from intermittent effort. The first thing to grasp is that willpower is finite, but systems are infinite. Many professionals discover that manually deciding to save each month often leads to inconsistency, especially when faced with unexpected budget stress or competing desires. Consider a time when you relied solely on motivation for a financial goal and found it challenging to maintain. This inconsistency directly impacts your ability to build a robust financial runway needed for a risky transition or effective exit planning. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their understanding that their future freedom is too important to leave to chance. They automate. Another factor that changes everything is treating your savings as a fixed expense, even more critical than many discretionary bills. This mindset shift profoundly impacts your earning power by ensuring capital is always working for your future, not just consumed by the present. Think of the moment when your company automatically deducted taxes or retirement contributions. Apply that same discipline to your freedom fund. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement today, is to schedule a recurring, automated transfer from your primary checking account to your dedicated runway savings account. This should happen immediately after each payday, making saving truly a pay-yourself-first mechanism. This dedicated capital directly supports your skill stacking, provides a buffer against client acquisition friction, and empowers your career strategy by giving you options. Take a moment to identify the specific date each month when your automatic transfer will occur. This simple automation is the bedrock of your financial independence, transforming intention into guaranteed action. Automate your freedom. Guarantee your escape. Chapter 3. High Leverage Skills for the New Economy. Consider the journey of Marcus, a talented mid-level manager in a long-established manufacturing firm. He was excellent at optimizing internal processes and managing his team, but his specific expertise was deeply embedded in the company's proprietary systems. He watched as former colleagues with similar backgrounds launched successful consulting businesses or landed high-paying remote roles, all because they had cultivated skills that transcended a single employer. Marcus felt frustrated by his salary ceiling and the restrictive boss dynamics, yearning for the flexibility and increased earning power they enjoyed. His skills were valuable, but they were also a bottleneck, preventing him from leveraging his potential in the broader market for true job escape. The fear of risky transitions and the perceived lack of market skills kept him tethered. Take a moment to consider if your current skill set is truly portable and highly valued outside your immediate work environment. The first thing to grasp is that breaking free from salary ceilings and building real leverage requires a deliberate shift from company-specific expertise to evergreen, market-driven skills. Many professionals discover that while their internal knowledge is crucial for their current role, true earning power and effective exit planning stem from competencies that translate across diverse industries. Consider a time when you saw a colleague thrive in a new company or as an independent contractor, not because of what they knew about their old firm, but because of their foundational problem-solving or communication abilities. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their proactive research into current market trends to pinpoint skills with high earning potential and inherent flexibility. This isn't about chasing fleeting fads, but about identifying enduring needs. One shift that accelerates progress is focusing on skill stacking, universal competencies like strategic thinking, digital proficiency, or persuasive influence, which directly reduce client acquisition friction and empower effective negotiation. As a practical step, list 3 skills that are demonstrably valued in your desired niche or independent career path today. Strategically developed high-leverage skills are your currency for freedom and growth. Cultivate relevant skills. Command your market. Let's build directly on what we uncovered about identifying high-leverage skills. The next crucial step is to assess your existing strengths, talents, and transferable skills from all past experiences. This is about recognizing the hidden assets you already possess that can be leveraged immediately for income growth and career strategy. Many professionals discover they undervalue what they already know and can do. The first thing to grasp is that your career strategy for job escape isn't always about acquiring entirely new skills, but often about repackaging and leveraging existing ones differently. Consider a time when a skill you developed in one context, perhaps problem solving in a volunteer role or public speaking in a club, proved unexpectedly valuable in your professional life. These soft market skills are often overlooked but carry immense earning power. They can directly reduce client acquisition friction by establishing your credibility and capability. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to identify and articulate these transferable skills in a way that resonates with market demand. Another factor that changes everything is performing a thorough self-audit to unearth these often underestimated competencies. Think of the moment when a challenging project forced you to develop tenacity or innovative solutions. That resilience is a highly transferable asset. One shift that accelerates progress is to now map your current skills to potential income streams. Take each skill you've identified, whether it's project management, strategic thinking, client relations, or even a niche hobby, and brainstorm how it could provide value to a different audience or in a new context. This exercise directly informs your exit planning and runway building. Take a moment to list 3 skills you use regularly that you've never considered marketable. Your current experience holds untapped value. Uncover it, then unleash it. Leverage your past, build your future. Now here's where the real shift begins in accelerating your income growth. Choosing targeted learning paths to acquire new high-leverage skills efficiently. This isn't about aimless learning. It's about strategic skill stacking that directly addresses market demand and amplifies your earning power. The first thing to grasp is that your career strategy for job escape should prioritize skills that solve common, pressing market problems. Many professionals discover that the quickest route to increased value isn't necessarily mastering a niche, but becoming proficient in areas where widespread friction exists. Consider a time when you or a colleague struggled with a specific software, a communication barrier, or a data analysis challenge. These pain points represent opportunities for you to develop highly sought-after market skills. This directly impacts your ability to navigate client acquisition friction and improve negotiation outcomes. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their deliberate choice of learning resources that offer maximum return on effort. Another factor that changes everything is understanding that formal degrees aren't always necessary. Targeted online courses, certifications, and practical projects can be far more efficient for rapid skill acquisition. Think of the moment when you needed to learn a new process for a project at work. You sought the most direct path to competency. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement today, is to enroll in a free online course to begin learning a new high-leverage skill you've identified. This low-risk entry point eliminates budget stress and allows you to test the waters. This proactive step directly builds your runway and informs your exit planning by adding tangible value to your professional toolkit. Take a moment to identify one specific free online course that could kickstart your skill development this week. Strategic learning is an investment that yields exponential returns on your career and financial freedom. Learn with purpose, grow with leverage. Let's build directly on what we uncovered about acquiring high-leverage skills. The next pivotal step is to understand how to package these skills into valuable services or products, and crucially, learn to communicate your worth effectively to potential clients. This is where your earning power truly gets activated. The first thing to grasp is that simply possessing skills isn't enough. They must be presented as solutions to specific problems your target market faces. Many professionals discover that even with impressive expertise, they struggle with client acquisition friction because they haven't translated their capabilities into tangible value propositions. Consider a time when you purchased a solution to a problem rather than just a set of raw tools. This framing is essential for your career strategy and exit planning. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to articulate the benefits of their skills, not just the features. Another factor that changes everything is developing strong market skills in communication and negotiation. You must confidently convey how your unique blend of skill stacking can deliver a specific outcome or solve a particular pain point. Think of the moment when a colleague successfully pitched a complex project, focusing on the desired results rather than the intricate details of the process. Take a moment to consider a problem you solve effectively in your current role and how you could offer that as a service. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement today, is to outline a simple service you could offer based on your most valuable skills. Clearly define what problem it solves, for whom, and what tangible result it delivers. This practice reduces negotiation mistakes by giving you a clear anchor for your value. Packaging your skills into clear solutions is how you transform effort into income. Package your value, command your price. There's a deeper layer worth exploring in the realm of high-leverage skills. The absolute necessity of staying adaptable by continuously learning and updating your expertise. This proactive approach isn't a luxury. It's a fundamental requirement for maintaining relevance, increasing your earning power, and securing your long-term career strategy in a dynamic economy. The first thing to grasp is that market skills are not static. They evolve. Many professionals discover that what was highly valued a few years ago might be commoditized or obsolete today, leading to salary ceilings or a perceived lack of growth. Consider a time when a new technology emerged that fundamentally changed your industry. Those who adapted thrived, while those who resisted often struggled. This continuous learning directly supports your exit planning by ensuring your capabilities remain in high demand. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to not just react to change, but to anticipate future market needs. Another factor that changes everything is integrating foresight into your skill stacking strategy. This means actively looking for emerging trends, understanding their implications, and proactively acquiring competencies that will be valuable tomorrow. Think of the moment when you needed to learn a new tool quickly for a project. The successful outcome was often due to a foundation of adaptability. This greatly reduces client acquisition friction by positioning you as an innovator. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement weekly, is to dedicate 1 hour to learning a new industry trend. This could involve reading expert blogs, watching webinars, or even experimenting with new software. This small, consistent investment helps mitigate the budget stress of larger upskilling initiatives by keeping you incrementally ahead. Take a moment to identify one emerging trend in your field or desired niche that you've been curious about. Continuous learning is your competitive advantage, ensuring your skills remain sharp and your market value high. Adapt to thrive, evolve to lead. There's a deeper layer worth exploring in unlocking high-income potential. The strategic decision to develop deep expertise in a narrow, valuable niche. This is how you transcend general competence and become the undeniable go-to person for a specific problem, drastically increasing your earning power. The first thing to grasp is that true leverage comes from scarcity. Many professionals discover that trying to be good at everything leads to commoditization, where they constantly face salary ceilings and intense competition. Consider a time when you needed a highly specialized service. You likely sought out an expert, not a generalist, and were willing to pay a premium. This focused expertise is a core tenet of effective career strategy and robust exit planning. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their courageous commitment to specialization. Another factor that changes everything is understanding that depth in a niche reduces client acquisition friction. When you are known as the expert in a specific area, clients seek you out rather than you having to constantly sell your broader capabilities. Think of the moment when a complex problem arose at work. The person who consistently solved that specific issue became indispensable. This makes negotiation mistakes far less likely, as your unique value is clear. Take a moment to identify a specific, narrow problem that you are uniquely interested in solving for others. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this quarter, is to choose one specific skill or sub-skill to master within your chosen niche. Dedicate focused effort to becoming profoundly proficient in it through targeted skill stacking. This focused effort builds your runway faster by solidifying your market position. Specialization is the fastest route to perceived value and premium pricing. Dominate your niche, command your worth. Chapter 4. Master your current role and grow your salary. Consider Sarah, a marketing specialist who consistently performed her duties well, meeting all expectations. Yet, year after year, her salary increases were modest, barely outpacing inflation, and she watched colleagues, seemingly doing less, receive promotions and significant raises. She felt a growing sense of burnout, trapped beneath a salary ceiling she couldn't break, and the thought of a risky transition felt impossible without more financial runway. Her frustration stemmed from an underlying assumption that simply being competent was enough, not realizing that true income growth often requires cultivating perceived indispensability, making her vulnerable to negotiation mistakes. She hadn't consciously developed market skills within her current role that would make her invaluable, even to her own employer. Take a moment to reflect on your own perceived value within your current organization. Are you meeting expectations or exceeding them in a way that truly matters? This scenario highlights a fundamental principle. Before you can truly escape, you must master the ground you stand on. The first thing to grasp is that consistently delivering exceptional value in your current position isn't about working harder, but working smarter to become indispensable. Many professionals discover that their earning power is directly correlated with how difficult they would be to replace. This proactive approach builds leverage, even within existing boss dynamics, and strengthens your overall career strategy. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to identify critical needs and proactively over-deliver, solving problems before they escalate. Another factor that changes everything is that this cultivated indispensability provides a powerful foundation for future negotiation, making discussions about salary growth or even flexible exit planning significantly easier. Think of the moment when a key project was at risk, and one person stepped up to definitively save it. Their value immediately escalated. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this quarter, is to identify one key project where you can intentionally over-deliver. Don't just meet the deadline, provide an unforeseen insight, streamline a process beyond expectation, or solve a latent problem no one asked you to. By mastering your current role, you build the foundation for all future growth, whether within or beyond your current organization. Deliver exceptional value, become indispensable. With that foundation in place, having learned to deliver exceptional value in your current role, the next natural step is to master techniques for effectively negotiating higher pay and better benefits. This is where your increased value translates directly into accelerated income growth and a more robust financial runway. The first thing to grasp is that negotiation isn't a confrontation. It's a strategic discussion based on mutual value. Many professionals discover that they are underselling themselves, leading to persistent salary ceilings and a feeling of being undervalued, which stems from common negotiation mistakes. Consider a time when you hesitated to ask for what you deserved, only to regret it later. This directly impacts your earning power and the speed of your job escape. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their diligent research into market rates and a clear understanding of their own unique value proposition. Another factor that changes everything is approaching negotiations with data, not just desire. Knowing the average salary for your role, experience, and specific market skills arms you with powerful leverage against any boss dynamics or preconceived notions. Think of the moment when a well-researched argument changed someone's mind. That same principle applies here. Take a moment to identify one specific accomplishment in your career that demonstrates significant value to an employer. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to research the average salary for your current role and experience level within your industry and geographic area. Websites like Glassdoor, LinkedIn, and Salary.com are invaluable resources. This objective data empowers your career strategy and strengthens your position for exit planning, ensuring you're building your runway as efficiently as possible. Effective negotiation is a high-leverage skill that directly fuels your financial freedom. Know your worth, negotiate your future. This insight naturally leads us forward to developing a strategic plan to secure internal promotions and pay raises, learning precisely when and how to approach your superiors. This proactive career strategy is essential for maximizing your current earning power building your financial runway, and strengthening your position for eventual job escape. The first thing to grasp is that promotions and raises are rarely simply given. They are earned and then effectively requested. Many professionals discover that despite hard work, they hit salary ceilings or miss promotion opportunities because they haven't strategically advocated for themselves. Consider a time when a colleague, perhaps less skilled but more vocal about their achievements, advanced more quickly. This highlights a common negotiation mistake born from a lack of documentation and timing. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their meticulous preparation and understanding of their organization's review cycles and boss dynamics. Another factor that changes everything is that approaching your superiors isn't just about listing tasks. It's about demonstrating the quantifiable impact of your contributions and how your skill stacking aligns with the company's strategic goals. Think of the moment when a well-prepared presentation landed a major client. Apply that same rigor to showcasing your value internally. Take a moment to consider how your recent achievements have directly benefited your team or company's objectives. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement weekly, is to document your achievements and contributions. Keep a running log of projects completed, problems solved, efficiencies created, and any positive feedback received. This record becomes your undeniable evidence when the time comes for discussions about income growth or a new role, providing concrete data for effective exit planning. Strategic self-advocacy is a powerful lever for accelerating your financial freedom within your current structure. Document your impact. Claim your worth. Let's build directly on what we uncovered about strategically securing promotions and raises. A crucial, yet often overlooked aspect of mastering your current role is ensuring your valuable contributions are recognized by key decision-makers. It's not enough to do great work. Your impact must be visible, translating directly into enhanced earning power and a stronger career strategy. The first thing to grasp is that your manager isn't a mind reader. Many professionals discover that their efforts go unnoticed, leading to frustration, perceived salary ceilings, and missed opportunities for income growth. Consider a time when you diligently completed a complex task, but it went unacknowledged, limiting your leverage for negotiation. This oversight can create budget stress if you're trying to build a runway for exit planning. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their proactive approach to communicating their successes. Another factor that changes everything is learning to articulate your impact in tangible terms, using numbers, percentages, or specific outcomes. This is a critical market skill. Instead of saying, "I helped with the project," say, "I optimized X process, which saved Y hours per week, equivalent to Z dollars annually." Think of the moment a salesperson effectively quantified their product's benefits. Apply that same principle to your own value. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement soon, is to schedule a brief, regular catch-up with your manager specifically to discuss your recent wins and contributions. Frame it as an update, not a demand. This consistent communication ensures your boss dynamics are positively influenced and that your skill stacking efforts are recognized, building a stronger case for future income growth. Take a moment to identify one recent win that you could articulate in quantifiable terms to your manager. Visibility of your value is paramount. Ensure your contributions resonate with those who hold the keys to your advancement. Articulate your impact. Amplify your recognition. Now here's where the real shift begins, in truly mastering your current role and growing your salary. Implementing efficient time management techniques to maximize productivity. This isn't just about getting more done, it's about freeing up precious mental space and energy for your job escape and freedom projects. The first thing to grasp is that time is your most finite resource. An inefficiency at your day job directly impacts your ability to build your runway. Many professionals discover that even if they want to pursue skill stacking or client acquisition, they feel too exhausted or overwhelmed after work. Consider a time when a day at the office felt chaotic, leaving you with no mental bandwidth for personal growth. This budget stress of time management is a significant barrier to career strategy. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their deliberate application of strategies to create pockets of focused, high-quality work. Another factor that changes everything is that improved productivity minimizes boss dynamics and scrutiny, giving you greater autonomy and control over your schedule. Think of the moment when you completed a complex task ahead of schedule, feeling a sense of accomplishment and having extra time. Take a moment to identify your biggest time waster or distraction during your workday. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement today, is to try the Pomodoro technique for focused work sessions. Set a timer for 25 minutes, dedicate that time solely to one task, then take a short break. Repeat. This structured approach to market skills development and work tasks drastically improves concentration, increases your earning power, and ensures you're building your exit planning runway with maximum efficiency. Mastering your time empowers you to master your output, creating the space and energy for your entrepreneurial endeavors. Control your time, command your future. Let's build directly on mastering your current role. A critical component in commanding your value is maintaining a running log of your accomplishments and impact. This evidence is your most powerful asset in future compensation discussions. The first thing to grasp is that memory is notoriously unreliable. Many professionals discover that when compensation discussions arise, they struggle to articulate the full scope of their achievements. This lack of concrete evidence weakens their position for income growth and can hinder their ability to demonstrate market skills for job escape. Consider a time you wished you had more data to support a request. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their proactive, ongoing record keeping. This isn't a personal diary, it's a strategic asset. Another factor that changes everything is that this detailed log provides undeniable evidence, empowering you with objective data to confidently navigate boss dynamics and articulate your value. Think of a lawyer presenting irrefutable evidence. That's the leverage this log provides. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement weekly, is to simply update your achievement log. Dedicate 5 to 10 minutes at the end of each week to jot down key projects, problems solved, and quantifiable results. This consistent habit directly builds your financial runway by ensuring your earning power is recognized and rewarded, strengthening your exit planning. Take a moment to recall one significant achievement from the past 2 weeks that you haven't yet documented. Your meticulously maintained accomplishment log is the tangible proof of your value, an indispensable tool for commanding your worth. Document your impact. Elevate your earning. Chapter 5, Productivity Power-Up, Deep Work Cadence. Consider Mark, a talented software engineer, constantly interrupted by pings, emails, and colleagues just popping in. Despite working long hours, he felt perpetually behind, his complex coding tasks fragmented into short bursts. His frustration mounted as he saw others, seemingly working fewer hours, producing higher quality output and advancing faster, while he grappled with a constant sense of burnout. This endless stream of shallow work prevented him from truly engaging in the skill stacking required for a pay raise, or building the mental bandwidth needed for a risky transition. His inability to find focus created a bottleneck, hindering his income growth and making the prospect of job escape seem like a distant dream. Take a moment to consider how often your deep focus is truly uninterrupted during your workday. The first thing to grasp is that true productivity, particularly for high-leverage tasks, requires uninterrupted, deep work. Many professionals discover that their earning power is directly proportional to their ability to concentrate for extended periods, rather than just the number of hours they spend at their desk. Consider a time when you were deeply immersed in a task and achieved a breakthrough. This focused effort is a critical component of career strategy and robust exit planning. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their deliberate identification and removal of common distractions that hinder concentrated work. Another factor that changes everything is creating an environment conducive to high productivity, one that minimizes the constant tug-of-war for your attention. Think of the moment when a quiet space allowed you to solve a complex problem efficiently, avoiding negotiation mistakes due to rushed work. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement for your very next work block, is to simply turn off all non-essential notifications. Email, social media, chat apps, silence them completely. This immediate action creates a necessary boundary, safeguarding your mental space and directly contributing to your skill stacking and the rapid growth of your financial runway. Deep work is the engine of high-value output and accelerated progress towards your financial freedom. Cultivate deep work, accelerate your growth. Let's build directly on the importance of removing distractions for high productivity. The next vital step is to truly understand the concept of deep work and its pivotal role in producing high-quality, high-value output. This isn't just a buzzword, it's a fundamental principle for increasing your earning power and accelerating your career strategy. The first thing to grasp is that not all work is created equal. Many professionals discover that superficial tasks, while necessary, rarely lead to significant income growth or job escape. Consider a time when you spent an entire day on emails or administrative tasks, feeling busy but accomplishing nothing truly impactful. This fragmented attention often leads to burnout cycles and skill bottlenecks. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their deliberate prioritization of cognitively demanding tasks, those requiring intense focus and leveraging their highest market skills. Another factor that changes everything is that deep work allows you to master complex concepts, develop innovative solutions, and create truly unique value, reducing client acquisition friction and improving negotiation outcomes. Think of the moment when you were able to solve a difficult problem at work because you had the uninterrupted focus to truly think it through. Take a moment to identify one complex task you've been putting off that would significantly benefit from deep work. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement daily, is to schedule one 90-minute deep work session. Treat this time as non-negotiable, protecting it fiercely from interruptions. This dedicated time is where you will build your runway, advance your skill stacking, and move the needle on your most critical freedom projects. Deep work is your superpower for creating disproportionate value and accelerating your journey to financial freedom. Focus intensely, achieve exponentially. Moving from theory into practice, let's talk about structuring your day with dedicated blocks for specific tasks, ensuring laser focus and consistent progress. This isn't about rigid scheduling. It's about intentional design to protect your most important work from interruptions, directly impacting your earning power and job escape timeline. The first thing to grasp is that an unstructured day is a day vulnerable to distractions and others' agendas. Many professionals discover that without clear boundaries, their valuable deep work time is eroded by shallow, reactive tasks, leading to burnout cycles and skill bottlenecks. Consider a time when you arrived at work with a clear plan, only to have it derailed by urgent but not important demands from boss dynamics. This compromises your career strategy. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their proactive creation of time blocks for their highest value activities. Another factor that changes everything is understanding that protecting these blocks is a form of self-respect and strategic discipline. Think of the moment when a colleague successfully declined a meeting because they had a critical deliverable. They prioritized their deep work. This reduces client acquisition friction by ensuring you deliver high-quality output consistently. Take a moment to identify your most productive hours of the day. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement tonight, is to plan your next day's schedule, blocking out specific times for your deep work, skill stacking, or runway building activities. Be explicit about what you'll work on during each block. This simple act reduces decision fatigue and sets you up for a day of purposeful action, strengthening your exit planning and preventing negotiation mistakes due to rushed preparation. Structured time is leveraged time, accelerating your progress towards financial freedom and high-income potential. Design your day. Control your destiny. This insight naturally leads us forward to optimizing your physical and mental energy levels throughout the day for sustained productivity. This isn't about pushing harder, it's about working smarter by aligning with your natural rhythms to maximize your earning power and build your runway for job escape. The first thing to grasp is that your brain isn't designed for constant, unbroken output. Many professionals discover that ignoring their body's signals leads to burnout cycles, diminishing their ability to engage in skill stacking or overcome client acquisition friction. Consider a time when you pushed through an afternoon slump, only to produce subpar work or make careless errors. This compromises your career strategy and can lead to negotiation mistakes. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their conscious effort to recognize and work with their natural energy peaks and troughs. Another factor that changes everything is integrating strategic breaks and energy renewal activities into your daily routine. Think of the moment when a short mental break allowed you to return to a problem with fresh perspective and find a solution quickly. This proactive management of your vitality is a high-leverage market skill. Take a moment to identify when you typically experience your highest and lowest energy levels during the day. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement today, is to take a short, brisk walk after lunch to re-energize. Even 10 to 15 minutes of movement and fresh air can dramatically improve focus and creativity for the afternoon. This simple practice helps you sustain deep work cadence, directly contributing to your income growth and the efficient building of your exit planning. Optimized energy is the fuel for consistent high performance, propelling you towards greater financial freedom. Manage your energy, maximize your output. Let's build directly on optimizing your energy for sustained productivity. A high-leverage strategy for boosting your deep work cadence is to group similar tasks together. This reduces costly context switching and dramatically improves your overall efficiency, directly impacting your earning power and accelerating your path to job escape. The first thing to grasp is that every time you switch tasks, your brain pays a switching cost. Many professionals discover that constantly jumping between different types of work, from a complex report to a quick email, then to a meeting, leaves them feeling fragmented and behind, contributing to burnout cycles and skill bottlenecks. Consider a time when you were interrupted in the middle of a complex thought and how long it took to regain your focus. This inefficiency impacts your career strategy. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their deliberate streamlining of workflows for common activities. Another factor that changes everything is that batching tasks allows you to get into a flow state for a specific type of work, completing it faster and with higher quality. Think of the moment when you processed a stack of invoices all at once, rather than one by one throughout the day. The efficiency gain is undeniable. This reduces client acquisition friction by ensuring prompt, focused responses. Take a moment to identify one common, recurring task that you currently perform reactively throughout the day. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement today, is to batch all your email responses to once per day, perhaps for 30 minutes in the late morning or early afternoon. Resist the urge to check and respond constantly. This practice frees up your mental energy for deep work, skill stacking, and building your financial runway for exit planning, while also minimizing boss dynamics by managing expectations for response times. Batching tasks protects your focus, streamlines your output, and accelerates your progress toward financial freedom. Group to gain, focus to flourish. Chapter 6. Market Mapping and Networking Playbook. Consider Alina, a brilliant graphic designer who spent years perfecting her craft within a large corporation. She delivered impeccable work, always meeting or exceeding internal expectations. Yet she felt perpetually stuck at a salary ceiling, watching external agencies charge significantly more for projects she knew she could execute with superior quality. She dreamt of launching her own design studio, but the prospect felt overwhelming. She knew her technical design skills were top tier, but she had no idea how to find clients, what they were currently paying for similar services in the open market, or why some smaller, less talented competitors seemed to thrive. This lack of market insight left her trapped in burnout cycles, unable to leverage her talent for income growth, making the idea of a risky transition terrifying. Take a moment to consider how well you truly understand the external market for your skills beyond your current employer. This scenario highlights the critical need for comprehensive market mapping. The first thing to grasp is that understanding industry trends, competitor offerings, and customer pain points is not just for entrepreneurs. It's essential for anyone serious about career strategy and income growth. Many professionals discover that their skills, however excellent, yield limited earning power if they don't align with clearly defined market needs. This knowledge is paramount for effective exit planning. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their proactive effort to gain insights into unmet needs and opportunities. Another factor that changes everything is that this intelligence significantly reduces client acquisition friction and empowers you to avoid negotiation mistakes by knowing your true value proposition. Think of the moment when you clearly understood a customer's specific problem and offered a tailored solution. That clarity comes from market insight. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement today, is to analyze one successful competitor in your chosen niche. Study their services, pricing, target audience, and how they communicate their value. This exercise directly builds your runway by showing you viable paths to monetize your skill stacking. Market intelligence is your compass in the journey to financial freedom. Map your market, claim your opportunity. With that foundation in place regarding market mapping, the next crucial step is to identify a specific target audience or problem area where you can provide unique value. This specialization isn't about limiting yourself. It's about focusing your efforts to attract ideal clients, maximize your earning power, and accelerate your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that trying to serve everyone often means serving no one effectively. Many professionals discover that a broad approach leads to significant client acquisition friction as their message gets lost in the noise. Consider a time when you needed a specialized service and how quickly you discounted generalists in favor of someone who deeply understood your unique situation. This directly impacts your career strategy. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their deliberate choice to become the go-to expert for a specific, valuable problem. Another factor that changes everything is that specialization not only attracts ideal clients, but also enables you to command premium rates, reducing budget stress and improving negotiation outcomes. Think of the moment when a niche expert was sought out specifically for their unique skill stacking. That's the power of focus. Take a moment to recall a specific type of client or problem that you genuinely enjoy helping or solving. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to define your ideal client avatar in detail. Go beyond demographics. What are their challenges, aspirations, fears, and what specific problems do they pay to solve? This clarity refines your market skills and directly strengthens your exit planning by helping you build a targeted, profitable runway. Niche specialization is the magnet that draws your ideal clients and amplifies your value. Define your focus. Attract your fortune. Let's build directly on what we uncovered about market mapping and defining your ideal client. The next critical step in your playbook is to build meaningful connections with mentors, potential collaborators, and clients with an unwavering focus on providing value first. This isn't just a soft skill. It's a high-leverage career strategy that fuels income growth and strengthens your job escape efforts. The first thing to grasp is that true networking is about cultivating genuine relationships, not merely collecting contacts. Many professionals discover that superficial connections rarely translate into tangible opportunities, leading to significant client acquisition friction when they try to monetize their market skills. Consider a time when a simple, unexpected introduction from someone who truly knew and trusted you opened a door that cold outreach never could. This directly impacts your runway building. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their proactive approach to offering help and insight before ever asking for anything in return. Another factor that changes everything is that this value-first mindset builds a powerful reputation and positions you as a valuable resource, making future negotiation mistakes less likely. Think of the moment when a genuine connection unexpectedly led to a new collaboration or mentorship opportunity, accelerating your skill stacking. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to intentionally connect with 3 new people on LinkedIn. Beyond just sending a request, take the time to personalize your message, referencing a shared interest or a piece of their work you admire, aiming to initiate a genuine conversation rather than a transactional exchange. Take a moment to identify one person in your current network who consistently provides value without asking for anything in return. Meaningful connections are the true currency of the new economy, paving the way for unforeseen opportunities and exponential growth. Cultivate community. Amplify your influence. Moving from theory into practice, let's explore cultivating a strong online and offline presence that showcases your expertise and values. This isn't vanity. It's a strategic imperative to position yourself as an authority in your field, dramatically increasing your earning power and accelerating your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that in today's interconnected world, your digital footprint often precedes you. Many professionals discover that a weak or outdated online presence can lead to significant client acquisition friction and limit opportunities for income growth. Consider a time when you researched someone online and their profile either impressed or disappointed you. This directly impacts your career strategy and exit planning. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their intentional management of their public perception. Another factor that changes everything is that a robust online presence amplifies your market skills, making you easily discoverable by potential clients, collaborators, or future employers. Think of the moment when a compelling online article or social media post demonstrated deep expertise, attracting the right attention. This reduces the likelihood of negotiation mistakes by showcasing clear value. Take a moment to review your most used professional social media profile from the perspective of a potential client or employer. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to update your professional social media profiles, especially LinkedIn. Ensure your headline clearly states your unique value proposition, your summary highlights your accomplishments, and your activity demonstrates your thought leadership through sharing insights or relevant articles. This consistent effort directly builds your runway, signaling your expertise and readiness for higher value opportunities and skill stacking. Your presence is your platform. Intentionally shape it to reflect your highest value and attract your desired future. Build your authority. Build your wealth. This insight naturally leads us forward to clearly articulating what makes your offering different and why clients should choose you. This isn't merely marketing, it's a fundamental pillar for maximizing your earning power and accelerating your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that in a crowded market, generic offerings are easily overlooked. Many professionals discover that without a clear differentiator, they compete solely on price, leading to persistent client acquisition friction and significant budget stress. Consider a time when you needed a specific solution and how quickly you dismissed options that couldn't articulate their unique value. This directly impacts your career strategy and ability to build a robust runway. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their ability to highlight the unique benefits they provide, not just a list of services or features. Another factor that changes everything is that this clarity acts as a powerful filter, attracting ideal clients who specifically value your unique market skills and are willing to pay a premium. Think of the moment when a tailored solution stood out against a sea of generalists. That's the power of distinction. This also reduces negotiation mistakes by solidifying your perceived value. Take a moment to consider how your current offering might appear similar to others in your field. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement today, is to write a one-sentence elevator pitch for your service or skill set. This pitch must answer, what do you do, for whom, and what unique problem do you solve or benefit do you provide through your skill stacking? This concise articulation is a high-leverage tool for your exit planning. A crystal-clear value proposition is the beacon that guides your ideal clients directly to you. Define your distinction. Command your market. There's a deeper layer worth exploring in mastering your minutes, the critical skill of protecting your time by strategically declining non-essential commitments. This isn't about being unhelpful. It's about learning to politely set boundaries, a high-leverage career strategy that directly impacts your income growth and the speed of your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that every yes to a low-priority request is a no to your most important work, particularly your runway building. Many professionals discover that a constant stream of favors or tangential meetings erodes their capacity for deep work and skill stacking, leading to burnout cycles and stalled progress. Consider a time when you reluctantly agreed to a commitment only to feel resentful and drained, with no energy left for your personal freedom projects. This can lead to significant budget stress by delaying your ability to generate alternative income. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their ability to guard their schedule as fiercely as their finances. Another factor that changes everything is understanding that a polite no doesn't diminish your value. It actually signals that your time is valuable. Think of the moment when a leader you respected confidently declined a request that didn't align with their strategic priorities. They maintained their focus. This is a crucial market skill that prevents negotiation mistakes due to overcommitment. Take a moment to consider one commitment you've recently made that doesn't truly align with your goals for job escape or income growth. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to proactively say no to one low-priority request. Practice phrasing that is firm yet respectful, such as "I appreciate you thinking of me, but I need to prioritize my current high-impact project right now." This simple act helps manage boss dynamics and preserves your most valuable resource, ensuring you can dedicate focused attention to your exit planning. Protecting your time is protecting your future, allowing you to concentrate on what truly propels you toward financial freedom. Guard your boundaries, accelerate your rise. Chapter 7: Side Hustle Validation and Offer Design. Consider Sarah, a marketing manager with deep expertise in digital strategy. She was financially stable but felt a gnawing lack of autonomy and purpose in her corporate role. The idea of starting a side hustle was appealing, but she was paralyzed by choice, fearing a risky transition without a clear path. She knew she had valuable market skills, yet she couldn't envision how they translated into a viable, income-generating venture outside her existing job. The fear of wasting precious time and energy on something that wouldn't stick led to burnout cycles, leaving her feeling trapped, her dreams of financial freedom and job escape fading into the background, unable to build a real runway. Take a moment to identify one skill you possess that you currently use in your day job, but rarely consider monetizing independently. This scenario highlights the critical first step in side hustle development: generating a wide range of income-generating ideas aligned with your skills and market demand. The first thing to grasp is that your existing experience is a goldmine for earning power. Many professionals discover they already possess valuable skill stacking that others would pay for, but they fail to connect the dots to external opportunities. What separates consistent earners and successful side hustlers from the rest is their creative thinking about existing opportunities, both within their industry and adjacent markets. Another factor that changes everything is moving beyond the obvious and looking for specific client acquisition friction points you can solve. Think of the moment when an industry trend clearly indicated an unmet need. Your skills could be the solution. This foresight helps avoid negotiation mistakes by defining unique value. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement today, is to list 10 potential side hustle ideas. Don't censor yourself. Brainstorm broadly, considering what problems you enjoy solving, what skills friends ask you for, or what services are in demand in online marketplaces. This exercise is foundational for your exit planning. The genesis of financial freedom often begins with a single, validated idea. Brainstorm broadly, build deliberately. With that foundation in place regarding generating side hustle ideas, the next crucial phase is to test the actual demand for your concept before investing significant time or money. This isn't about hesitation, it's about strategic validation, directly impacting your earning power and the efficiency of your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that passion alone doesn't guarantee profitability. Many professionals discover they pour countless hours into building a side hustle only to find a lack of market interest, leading to frustrating burnout cycles and a depleted financial runway. Consider a time when you assumed a product or service would be popular, only to see it fail because no one truly wanted it. This can create budget stress and delay your exit planning. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their deliberate use of surveys, interviews, and small experiments to gather objective evidence of demand. Another factor that changes everything is understanding that early feedback allows you to refine your offering, address client acquisition friction points, and avoid major negotiation mistakes down the line. Think of the moment when a product was launched, but real user feedback exposed a crucial flaw, saving significant future investment. This builds genuine market skills. Take a moment to consider what assumptions you're currently making about your top side hustle idea. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to get feedback on your top side hustle idea from 5 people within your target audience. Ask open-ended questions about their pain points, current solutions, and what they would be willing to pay for. This simple, low-cost action provides invaluable data, allowing you to iterate and build a truly viable path forward. Validate your ideas with real-world data to build a sustainable and profitable path to freedom. Test before you build. Learn before you launch. Let's build directly on validating your side hustle ideas. The next crucial step is to structure your services or products in a way that provides clear value and naturally attracts your ideal clients. This means focusing on solutions, not just features, a key component for maximizing your earning power and accelerating your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that clients don't buy what you do, they buy the results you provide. Many professionals discover that simply listing their skills or features of their offering leads to client acquisition friction and perceived commoditization. Consider a time when you purchased a service and what truly motivated your decision. Was it the technical specifications or the problem it solved for you? This directly impacts your career strategy. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their ability to clearly articulate the transformation their offering delivers. Another factor that changes everything is that structured, solution-oriented packages allow you to command higher prices and reduce negotiation mistakes by presenting clear value. Think of the moment when a service provider clearly outlined different packages, making it easy to choose based on your specific needs and budget stress. This builds undeniable market skills. Take a moment to consider what specific outcomes or transformations your side hustle could provide to a client. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to create a tiered service package for your offering. Perhaps a basic, quick start package, a growth accelerator package, and a premium full transformation package. Each tier should clearly outline the problem it solves and the benefits delivered. This strategy simplifies the buying decision for clients and strengthens your exit planning by providing multiple entry points to your skill stacking and ultimately your financial runway. A well-designed offer communicates value, simplifies choice, and commands fair compensation. Structure your offer. Attract your success. Now here's where the real shift begins. Determining a pricing strategy that genuinely reflects your value, covers all your costs, and ensures robust profitability for your side hustle. Avoiding underpricing your work is not just about maximizing income. It's a critical component of your career strategy and building a sustainable runway for job escape. The first thing to grasp is that many professionals, especially when starting a side venture, significantly undervalue their expertise. They often price based on perceived affordability for clients, rather than the true market value of their unique skill stacking. Many professionals discover that underpricing leads to persistent budget stress, attracts clients who don't value their work, and ultimately makes their venture unsustainable, prolonging their 9-to-5. Consider a time when you saw a high-quality service offered at an unbelievably low price. Did you question its quality? What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their strategic understanding that pricing communicates value. Another factor that changes everything is that confidently pricing your services allows you to attract ideal clients who are willing to pay for quality and results, effectively reducing client acquisition friction. Think of the moment when a premium offering, despite its higher cost, immediately conveyed trustworthiness and expertise, preventing negotiation mistakes. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement today, is to actively research competitor pricing for similar services or solutions in your chosen niche. Understand the market's perceived value for what you offer. This doesn't mean you have to be the cheapest or the most expensive, but it gives you an informed baseline to position your unique offering and confidently articulate its worth. Take a moment to consider what internal beliefs might be holding you back from charging what you're truly worth. Your pricing strategy is a direct reflection of your confidence in your value and expertise, and it dictates your path to financial freedom. Price strategically, prosper profoundly. Moving from theory into practice, let's discuss the critical importance of launching a basic version of your offering to gather feedback and iterate quickly. This isn't about rushing. It's about strategic action, understanding that the enemy of progress is often waiting for perfection, and this directly impacts your earning power and the speed of your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that an idea, no matter how brilliant, remains just an idea until it meets the market. Many professionals discover they spend months, even years, perfecting a side hustle concept in isolation, only to find when they finally launch, it doesn't resonate with their target audience. This leads to burnout cycles, wasted effort, and significant budget stress, significantly delaying any exit planning. Consider a time when you over-prepared for something, only to realize simpler, faster action would have yielded better results. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their willingness to launch their simplest viable offer to a small test group. This approach allows you to quickly gather real-world feedback, identify client acquisition friction points, and refine your unique market skills. Think of the moment when a minimum viable product was released, and its early users' insights led to a far superior final version. This method reduces negotiation mistakes by proving demand before scaling. Take a moment to identify the absolute core value your side hustle provides, stripped down to its essentials. Another factor that changes everything is understanding that iteration based on authentic user experience accelerates your skill stacking and builds a tangible runway. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to stop waiting for your offering to be flawless. Instead, focus on delivering core value to a few early adopters. Their honest input is far more valuable than your internal assumptions. Actionable launches provide real-world data, speeding your journey from concept to profitable reality. Launch small, learn fast. Chapter 8: Portfolio, Proof, and Case Studies. Consider David, a highly skilled project manager with 2 decades of experience delivering complex initiatives on time and under budget for a major tech firm. He harbored a quiet ambition to launch his own consulting practice, guiding startups through critical growth phases. He understood his market skills were valuable, yet every networking conversation felt like an uphill battle. He could describe his achievements, but couldn't show them effectively. Without tangible proof of his impact, he struggled to articulate his unique value, facing client acquisition friction and perceived salary ceilings from potential clients who saw him as just another corporate transplant. This struggle left him feeling stuck, unable to build a tangible runway for his risky transition out of the 9-to-5, despite his deep expertise. Take a moment to consider how you currently demonstrate your skills to someone who doesn't know your resume. This scenario underscores the profound importance of curating a powerful portfolio that highlights your skills, experience, and successful projects. The first thing to grasp is that in today's economy, proof beats promises every time, dramatically boosting your earning power. Many professionals discover that merely stating their capabilities on a resume is insufficient. Tangible evidence is what truly builds trust and enables income growth. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their deliberate effort to make it incredibly easy for potential clients to immediately see their value. Another factor that changes everything is that a well-presented portfolio directly supports your career strategy and exit planning by showcasing your unique skill stacking. Think of the moment when a visual demonstration made a complex idea instantly understandable. That's the impact you're aiming for. This also empowers you in negotiations, minimizing mistakes from unclear value. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to select your top 3 most relevant work samples or project outcomes. These could be reports, presentations, code samples, designs, or quantifiable results. Frame them to clearly explain the problem, your role, your actions, and the results achieved. A compelling portfolio is your silent, most powerful advocate. Show your impact. Unlock your potential. Let's build directly on the power of a strong portfolio. The next layer of proof is to demonstrate your impact with detailed stories of client success, problems solved, and results achieved. Crucially, this means quantifying outcomes whenever possible. This strategy significantly elevates your earning power and accelerates your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that clients are looking for solutions and tangible returns, not just effort. Many professionals discover that simply describing their tasks or responsibilities doesn't convert into high-value engagements. They need to show the transformation. Consider a time when you needed to hire someone and what truly swayed your decision. Was it their list of duties or a story of how they dramatically improved a similar situation for another client? This directly reduces client acquisition friction. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their ability to tell compelling stories that illustrate their unique market skills and problem-solving prowess. Another factor that changes everything is that quantifying outcomes, with numbers, percentages, or concrete metrics, provides undeniable evidence of your value, making negotiation mistakes far less likely. Think of the moment when a company clearly showed how they saved clients X amount of dollars or Y amount of time. That's compelling. This directly strengthens your career strategy and exit planning. Take a moment to recall a specific project where your efforts led to a measurable positive outcome for a client or your employer. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to write a brief outline for your first case study. Start with the client's initial problem, describe your approach and unique skill stacking, and then detail the specific, quantifiable results you delivered. This framework provides a powerful piece of proof for your financial runway. Compelling case studies transform anecdotes into undeniable proof of your value and impact. Tell your story, showcase your success. Now here's where the real shift begins. Actively soliciting and leveraging testimonials and endorsements from satisfied clients or colleagues. This isn't just a nicety, it's a powerful career strategy for building undeniable social proof, directly increasing your earning power, and significantly easing your path to job escape. The first thing to grasp is that what others say about you carries far more weight than what you say about yourself. Many professionals discover they struggle with client acquisition friction because potential clients lack external validation. Consider a time when you were choosing a service provider and a strong testimonial or recommendation from someone you trusted made your decision effortless. This directly builds your financial runway. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their deliberate system for gathering and showcasing social proof. Another factor that changes everything is that testimonials highlight your unique market skills and problem-solving abilities from a trusted third-party perspective, reducing perceived risk for new clients. Think of the moment when glowing feedback from a client solidified a negotiation, avoiding common mistakes by immediately establishing credibility. This reinforces your unique skill stacking. Take a moment to identify one person you've recently helped or delighted in a professional capacity. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to request a testimonial from a recent happy client. Make it easy for them. Offer to draft a few bullet points based on your work together that they can edit, or ask specific questions like, "What problem did I help you solve, and what was the impact?" This simple action provides powerful leverage for your exit planning. Social proof is your silent salesperson, building trust and authority even when you're not present. Collect your praise. Amplify your impact. Let's build directly on the power of social proof. Beyond testimonials, showcasing media mentions, awards, or public speaking engagements is a high-leverage career strategy to dramatically enhance your reputation and establish yourself as a recognized thought leader. This directly correlates to increased earning power and a smoother path for job escape. The first thing to grasp is that external validation from reputable sources acts as a powerful amplifier for your credibility. Many professionals discover they possess valuable market skills and unique insights, yet struggle with client acquisition friction because their expertise isn't widely recognized. Consider a time when a specific award or prominent media feature instantly elevated someone's status and trustworthiness in your eyes. This directly builds your financial runway and exit planning. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their proactive approach to creating and leveraging these opportunities. Another factor that changes everything is that being seen as a thought leader reduces negotiation mistakes by positioning you as an indispensable expert rather than just another service provider. Think of the moment when a concise article or an impactful speaking engagement clearly demonstrated deep understanding and unique skill stacking, attracting higher value opportunities. Take a moment to consider what unique insight or perspective you possess that could benefit a wider audience. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to share a relevant article you wrote or one where you were quoted on your professional social media channels. Frame it with a personal insight or a question to spark engagement. Even a well-crafted LinkedIn post can begin to position you as an authority, signaling your value to potential clients and collaborators. Your visibility is your currency. Strategically showcasing your expertise builds your authority and opens new doors. Speak your truth, lead your field. There's a deeper layer worth exploring in showcasing your expertise, ensuring your website, LinkedIn, and other professional platforms consistently display all your proof. This isn't just about having the proof. It's about making your expertise easily discoverable, a fundamental career strategy that directly boosts your earning power and accelerates your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that even the most compelling portfolio, case studies, or testimonials are useless if they're hidden. Many professionals discover that despite possessing incredible market skills, they struggle with client acquisition friction because potential clients can't easily find evidence of their value. Consider a time when you desperately searched for a solution or a service provider online, and the lack of accessible proof led you to choose a competitor. This directly impacts your financial runway and exit planning. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their deliberate integration of social proof across all their public-facing platforms. Another factor that changes everything is that a consistently updated online presence, featuring your best work and endorsements, minimizes negotiation mistakes by pre-qualifying clients and establishing your premium value. Think of the moment when a single click on a profile instantly revealed a robust track record of success and unique skill stacking. Take a moment to consider where a potential client or employer might first encounter you online. Is your best proof immediately visible? One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to update your LinkedIn featured section with a direct link to your portfolio, a standout case study, or a collection of key testimonials. Make it effortless for visitors to delve into your accomplishments. This simple act of organization transforms your online profiles from static resumes into dynamic showcases of your impact. Your digital presence is your 24/7 advocate. Make sure it powerfully articulates your value. Integrate your proof. Maximize your reach. Chapter 9. Client Acquisition Funnels and Sales Mastery. Consider Maria, a talented graphic designer who had built a stunning portfolio and received glowing testimonials. Yet her client roster felt like a revolving door. She'd get initial inquiries, have promising conversations, but then leads would simply vanish. She felt a constant client acquisition friction, akin to pouring water into a leaky bucket, never quite understanding where the leaks were or how to fix them. Her days were spent creating beautiful work, but her nights were filled with anxiety about inconsistent income, stalled runway building, and the ever-present fear that her ambition for financial freedom would remain just out of reach, not because of a lack of skill stacking, but a lack of a clear, actionable process. Take a moment to think about the last time you made a significant purchase and the steps that led you to say yes. This challenge highlights the critical need to understand the steps a potential client takes from initial awareness to making a purchase. The first thing to grasp is that sales aren't random. They are a predictable journey that can be designed. Many professionals discover that without a clear, logical pathway, they leave money on the table, experience burnout cycles from chasing inconsistent leads, and find their earning power fluctuates wildly. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their deliberate design of a smooth, logical client funnel. Another factor that changes everything is that a well-structured funnel provides leverage, allowing you to guide potential clients efficiently, minimize negotiation mistakes, and build a predictable income stream. Think of the moment when a clearly defined process made a complex buying decision simple and confident for you. This is a core career strategy. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to sketch out a simple diagram of your ideal client funnel. Start with how they discover you, what content or interactions build trust, what the decision point is, and how they become a paying client. This blueprint is essential for your exit planning and securing your financial runway. A thoughtfully designed client acquisition funnel transforms inconsistent outreach into predictable growth. Map your journey, master your sales. With that foundation in place regarding client funnels, let's move to implementing effective methods to attract and capture qualified leads for your services or products. This means exploring both inbound and outbound tactics, a critical component for building a reliable income stream and accelerating your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that clients won't find you by accident. You need a proactive strategy to bring them into your world. Many professionals discover they have valuable market skills and strong offerings, yet suffer from inconsistent earning power because they lack a systematic approach to lead generation, leading to constant client acquisition friction. Consider a time when you wanted to solve a problem and the solution appeared at precisely the right moment. That's the power of effective lead generation. This directly contributes to your runway building. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their deliberate experimentation with various lead generation strategies. Another factor that changes everything is understanding that a mix of inbound, attracting clients through valuable content, and outbound, proactively reaching out, tactics creates a robust and diversified pipeline, minimizing budget stress and negotiation mistakes. Think of the moment when a useful blog post or a personalized outreach message genuinely connected with you. This is crucial for your career strategy. Take a moment to identify one place where your ideal client might be actively looking for a solution you provide. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to choose one lead generation strategy to experiment with. This could be writing a valuable LinkedIn post, commenting thoughtfully in a relevant online community, or sending a personalized email to a prospect who fits your ideal client profile. The goal is not perfection, but consistent action to generate interest in your skill stacking and offerings. Consistent lead generation transforms potential interest into tangible opportunities for growth. Attract with value, engage with purpose. Let's build directly on the power of lead generation. A highly effective method is to create valuable content that educates, informs, and positions you as an expert, thereby attracting clients who naturally resonate with your approach. This is a foundational career strategy for sustainable income growth and effective job escape. The first thing to grasp is that in today's information-rich world, people seek trusted guides, not just vendors. Many professionals discover they struggle with client acquisition friction and perceived salary ceilings because they haven't adequately demonstrated their unique market skills or thought leadership. Consider a time when you found an article, video, or podcast that genuinely solved a problem for you or gave you a fresh perspective. That content built immediate trust and authority. This directly contributes to your runway building. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their consistent commitment to sharing their expertise freely and strategically. Another factor that changes everything is that this give-first approach pre-sells your services, reduces negotiation mistakes, and attracts ideal clients who are already aligned with your philosophy and skill stacking. Think of the moment when an expert's insightful content led you to seek out their paid services, even without a direct sales pitch. Take a moment to identify one common question your ideal client frequently asks, or one problem they consistently face. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to publish one helpful article or social media post addressing that question or problem. Keep it concise, practical, and focused on providing genuine value. This proactive content creation demonstrates your expertise, builds a loyal audience, and significantly streamlines your exit planning. Valuable content is your most powerful magnet, drawing in the clients who truly need and appreciate your expertise. Educate your audience. Elevate your influence. There's a deeper layer worth exploring. Developing a systematic approach to turning qualified leads into paying clients. This requires focusing on clear communication and, critically, addressing genuine client needs, a core component of career strategy for consistent income growth and achieving your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that a great product or service still requires effective sales to generate revenue. Many professionals discover they struggle with client acquisition friction even after attracting leads because their sales process is haphazard or lacks a clear structure, leading to burnout cycles and budget stress. Consider a time when you were ready to buy, but the disorganized or pushy sales approach turned you away. This directly impacts your runway building. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their mastery of a client-centric sales conversation. Another factor that changes everything is understanding that genuine sales is not about convincing, but about deeply understanding the client's problem and clearly presenting how your unique skill stacking offers the most effective solution. Think of the moment when a salesperson listened intently, understood your precise need, and then offered a tailored solution that felt right. This minimizes negotiation mistakes and establishes your market skills. Take a moment to reflect on your last significant purchase. What was the most compelling reason you bought it? One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to practice your sales pitch with a trusted friend. Focus on articulating the problem you solve, the transformation you provide, and the specific benefits rather than just features. Ask for honest feedback on clarity and confidence. This preparation builds your confidence and refines your approach for your exit planning. A structured, empathetic sales process transforms interest into loyal client relationships. Listen deeply, serve strategically. This insight naturally leads us forward to mastering the art of persistent and valuable follow-up to nurture leads and close deals. Consistency is not merely a virtue in sales. It is the absolute key, a vital career strategy that directly impacts your earning power and the speed of your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that most sales don't happen on the first interaction. Many professionals discover they generate initial interest, but then client acquisition friction leads to lost opportunities because they fail to follow up systematically. This results in significant budget stress and delays in runway building, creating burnout cycles from constantly chasing new leads instead of nurturing existing ones. Consider a time when you almost bought something, but a timely, helpful follow-up email or call finally nudged you to commit. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their disciplined approach to adding value with each subsequent interaction. Another factor that changes everything is that persistent, valuable follow-up, not just checking in, demonstrates your commitment, reinforces your unique market skills, and provides opportunities to address any lingering concerns, minimizing negotiation mistakes. Think of the moment when a personalized follow-up showed genuine care and understanding of your needs. Take a moment to reflect on a time you were glad someone followed up with you and why. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to schedule a follow-up reminder for all recent prospects. Craft messages that offer additional insights, resources related to their needs, or an invitation to a low-pressure discussion, rather than just asking for the sale. This consistent, value-driven communication strengthens your skill stacking and propels your exit planning forward. Consistent, valuable follow-up builds trust, overcomes objections, and secures your next client. Follow up with value. Secure your success. Chapter 10. Smart Job Search. Landing your ideal role. Consider Mark, a seasoned operations manager who, after years of feeling unfulfilled and capped by salary ceilings in his current company, decided it was time for a change. He spent countless evenings on job boards, applying to dozens of roles that seemed close enough. Each application felt like a lottery ticket, a flicker of hope followed by the silence of rejection, or worse, interviews for positions that clearly weren't a fit. This scattergun approach led to immense burnout cycles, significant budget stress as his runway dwindled, and a demoralizing sense of inertia, preventing any real job escape. He knew he possessed valuable market skills and desired financial freedom, but without focus, his efforts created client acquisition friction, not career progression. Take a moment to consider how much time you've spent applying to roles that don't truly excite or align with you. This scenario highlights the critical importance of defining the specific types of roles, companies, and industries that genuinely align with your long-term goals. The first thing to grasp is that a targeted job search is a strategic career move, not a desperate plea. Many professionals discover that applying broadly dilutes their impact, wastes precious time, and undermines their perceived value and earning power. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their precision in identifying opportunities where their unique skill stacking can truly shine. Another factor that changes everything is that this clarity allows you to tailor your resume and cover letter, transforming a generic application into a compelling proposition, effectively minimizing negotiation mistakes. Think of the moment when a company's mission perfectly matched your personal values. That's the alignment you seek. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement today, is to list 5 target companies or specific role types that genuinely excite you and align with your exit planning. Research their values, culture, and current needs. This focused approach ensures every effort moves you closer to your ideal role and strengthens your runway building. Strategic targeting transforms job searching from a chore into a focused campaign for your future. Define your target. Elevate your search. Let's build directly on what we uncovered about targeted job searching. Many professionals discover they spend hours applying, yet rarely get callbacks. Why? They use generic documents. Consider a time when you received a form letter that clearly wasn't personalized. Did it make you feel valued? This creates significant client acquisition friction with recruiters and hiring managers. The first thing to grasp is that your resume and cover letter are not just lists of qualifications. They are marketing documents designed to highlight your unique value for a specific role. Trying to be everything to everyone results in being nothing to anyone, hindering your earning power and slowing your job escape. Another factor that changes everything is tailoring each application to the specific job description. Recruiters and applicant tracking systems quickly scan for keywords and alignment. A generic document often gets filtered out before a human even sees it. This targeted approach demonstrates your unique market skills and understanding of the company's needs, reducing negotiation mistakes later. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their dedication to this personalization. They understand that a few highly tailored applications are far more effective than dozens of generic ones, building their professional leverage. Take a moment to think about the last job application you submitted. How specifically did it speak to that role? One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to choose one specific job opening that genuinely excites you and fully customize your resume to it. Mirror the language, highlight directly relevant experience, and quantify your achievements that speak to their needs. This precision strengthens your career strategy and runway building. This deliberate effort transforms your application from a submission into a compelling proposition. Tailor your message. Command their attention. Now, here's where the real shift begins in landing your ideal role. Developing strong interviewing skills, from confidently handling behavioral questions to effectively showcasing your problem-solving abilities. Mastering this is a direct investment in your career strategy, elevating your earning power and solidifying your path to job escape. The first thing to grasp is that an interview is not an interrogation. It's a structured conversation designed to assess fit and future impact. Many professionals discover they possess the right market skills but struggle with client acquisition friction during interviews because they haven't learned to articulate their experiences effectively. Consider a time when a candidate's confident, clear answers immediately impressed you, compared to someone who rambled or struggled to connect their past work to the new role. This directly impacts your runway building. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their deliberate practice and preparation. Another factor that changes everything is that showcasing your problem-solving abilities, often through the STAR method for behavioral questions, demonstrates not just what you did, but how you think and why your unique skill stacking is valuable. Think of the moment when a precise example convinced you of someone's capabilities, minimizing negotiation mistakes. Take a moment to recall a specific professional challenge you faced and successfully overcame. How would you succinctly describe it? One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to practice your answers to common interview questions. Beyond that, conduct a mock interview with a trusted mentor or friend. This simulation allows you to refine your delivery, receive valuable feedback, and build the confidence necessary to shine when the real opportunity arises for your exit planning. Confident interviewing transforms your qualifications into a compelling case for your hire. Prepare thoroughly, perform powerfully. Let's build directly on what we uncovered about interview skills. Beyond polished applications and confident interviews, a powerful lever for landing your ideal role is to utilize your existing connections for referrals, insights, and opportunities that are often not publicly advertised. Networking isn't just a buzzword, it's the strategy that opens hidden doors, profoundly impacting your earning power and accelerating your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that a significant percentage of jobs are filled through internal referrals, bypassing traditional job boards entirely. Many professionals discover they face constant client acquisition friction in their job search, hitting salary ceilings and experiencing burnout cycles because they rely solely on online applications. Consider a time when a personal recommendation instantly gave someone an advantage in a competitive situation. This directly contributes to your runway building. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their proactive and strategic approach to building and leveraging their network. Another factor that changes everything is that genuine networking provides invaluable insights into company culture, hiring manager preferences, and even specific challenges, allowing you to tailor your unique market skills and significantly reduce negotiation mistakes. Think of the moment when an insider tip helped you understand a complex situation or opportunity better. Take a moment to identify 3 individuals in your professional network whose career paths or industry connections align with your goals. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to reach out to 3 connections for informational interviews. Frame it as seeking advice and insights, not immediately asking for a job. This low-pressure interaction builds rapport, expands your skill-stacking knowledge, and can organically lead to referrals and opportunities for your exit planning. Strategic networking transforms your job search from a solo effort into a collaborative quest for opportunity. Connect with purpose. Unlock your advantage. There's a deeper layer worth exploring, confidently negotiating salary, benefits, and perks for any job offer you receive. This isn't just about getting a better deal. It's about maximizing your earning potential from day one, a fundamental career strategy that directly impacts your financial freedom and accelerates your job escape. The The first thing to grasp is that your initial compensation sets a precedent for all future raises and opportunities. Many professionals discover they leave significant money on the table over their careers because they fear negotiating, leading to long-term budget stress and unnecessarily prolonged runway building. Consider a time when you accepted an offer quickly, only to later realize you were underpaid compared to colleagues with similar market skills. This directly affects your earning power. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their understanding that negotiation is a professional discussion about mutual value, not a demand. Another factor that changes everything is thoroughly researching market rates for your unique skill stacking and the specific role. This knowledge empowers you to approach the conversation with confidence, minimizing negotiation mistakes and enhancing your professional leverage. Take a moment to consider the profound impact that an extra $5,000 or $10,000 annually could have on your long-term financial goals. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement as soon as you receive your next offer, is to prepare a detailed list of questions to ask during salary negotiation. These should cover not just base salary, but bonuses, equity, benefits, vacation time, and professional development. This proactive approach ensures you're evaluating the entire compensation package, strengthening your exit planning. Confidently advocating for your value is a defining characteristic of financial mastery. Negotiate your worth. Secure your future. Chapter 11. Risk Management and Exit Timing. Consider Sarah, a brilliant software engineer who, after years of enduring an unsupportive boss and soul-crushing bureaucracy, finally hit her breaking point. With an initial burst of freelance income and a burning desire for financial freedom, she impulsively resigned without a deep dive into the practicalities of her exit. She celebrated her newfound autonomy, but within weeks, the stark reality set in. Inconsistent client flow led to severe budget stress. The complexity of self-funded health insurance was overwhelming, and a forgotten non-compete clause from her former employer threatened her ability to serve key clients. Her dream of job escape quickly morphed into a risky transition filled with anxiety, demonstrating how crucial foresight is to building a sustainable runway. Take a moment to consider what specific uncertainties or fears currently hold you back from making a significant career move. This scenario underscores the profound importance of identifying potential financial, legal, and operational risks associated with leaving your job and developing robust contingency plans for each. The first thing to grasp is that thorough risk assessment isn't about fostering fear, but about enabling confident action and securing your earning power. Many professionals discover that neglecting these critical elements can turn a promising career strategy into a costly mistake. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their proactive approach to anticipating challenges. Another factor that changes everything is that developing contingency plans for major risks, such as a prolonged income gap or unexpected legal challenges, acts as a powerful buffer, protecting your financial runway. Think of the moment when a sudden personal expense derailed a friend's plans because they lacked an emergency fund. The principle is the same for your career pivot. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to list 3 biggest risks associated with your ideal job escape. For instance, consider inconsistent income, loss of health benefits, or potential legal entanglements like a non-compete agreement. Then, for each, outline one concrete mitigation strategy, such as building a 6-month cash reserve, researching private health insurance options, or seeking legal counsel on your existing contracts. This disciplined approach is foundational to successful exit planning. Thoughtful risk management transforms uncertainty into a roadmap for resilient progress. Prepare for the unknown. Build your freedom. Moving from theory into practice, let's tackle understanding the basic legal structures for your business and the tax implications of independent income. Navigating this landscape is not just a regulatory hurdle. It's a critical component of your career strategy that directly impacts your financial runway, earning power, and the long-term success of your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that operating without the correct legal structure or understanding tax obligations can lead to significant budget stress and even legal penalties. Many professionals discover, after diving into their independent venture, that unexpected tax bills or liability issues can quickly derail their progress, creating unnecessary burnout cycles. Consider a time when a friend or colleague faced a financial setback due to overlooked administrative details. This is precisely what we aim to avoid. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their proactive engagement with these foundational elements. Another factor that changes everything is that choosing the right business structure, like an LLC or sole proprietorship, offers different levels of personal liability protection and tax benefits, directly impacting your financial security and reducing negotiation mistakes. Think of the moment when you heard a clear explanation of complex financial terms that suddenly made sense, giving you confidence. This is where professional advice becomes invaluable. Take a moment to consider how much a sudden, unexpected tax bill would impact your current financial plans. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to research common business structures like LLC or sole proprietorship, specifically for your country or region. Understand their basic differences. Then, and this is crucial for your exit planning, make a plan to consult with a qualified accountant and legal professional for personalized advice tailored to your unique skill stacking and business goals. This expert guidance will safeguard your financial future. Proactive legal and financial planning establishes a secure foundation for your independent career. Structure your success. Protect your freedom. This insight naturally leads us forward to strategizing for securing health insurance and other essential benefits outside of traditional employment. This isn't a minor detail to overlook. It's a crucial component of your financial freedom, a non-negotiable aspect of your career strategy that directly impacts your runway building and the viability of your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that many professionals find themselves trapped in unfulfilling roles, constrained by what I call golden handcuffs, primarily due to the fear of losing employer-sponsored health insurance. Consider a time when a colleague delayed a promising entrepreneurial venture or a significant career pivot because their family's health needs were tied to their corporate benefits. This fear creates significant budget stress and prevents true earning power leverage. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their proactive approach to researching and planning for these critical coverages before their exit. Another factor that changes everything is understanding that these benefits are a real cost, and integrating them into your financial projections reduces negotiation mistakes and ensures a robust financial runway. Think of the moment when a sudden medical expense caught someone unprepared, leading to significant financial strain. This is precisely what comprehensive exit planning avoids. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to explore health insurance marketplace options available in your country or state. Research different plans, understand deductibles, and investigate potential subsidies. Don't overlook crucial coverage like disability or life insurance. They are part of a complete protection plan for your skill stacking and future income. Take a moment to consider the peace of mind that comes with knowing your essential needs are covered, no matter your employment status. Secure benefits transform a risky transition into a calculated, confident move towards freedom. Plan for health. Ensure your wealth. Now here's where the real shift begins, determining the best moment to transition from your 9-to-5 job to full-time entrepreneurship. This isn't a leap of faith. It's a strategic calculation involving your financial runway, client pipeline, and personal readiness. Mastering exit timing is the culmination of your career strategy, directly impacting your financial freedom and the seamlessness of your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that prematurely leaving your job can expose you to unnecessary budget stress and compromise your long-term earning power. Many professionals discover that rushing this transition without a solid client acquisition pipeline leads to burnout cycles from constantly scrambling for income. Consider a time when a colleague impulsively resigned, only to return to corporate work months later due to financial pressure. This highlights the importance of a calculated exit. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their data-driven approach to timing. Another factor that changes everything is building a sufficient financial runway, typically 6 to 12 months of living expenses, and a proven client pipeline that can replace a significant portion of your salary. This mitigates negotiation mistakes and provides invaluable leverage for your unique market skills. Think of the moment when a phased approach allowed someone to build their venture on the side, smoothly transitioning when their business reached critical mass. Take a moment to honestly assess your current financial runway and the robustness of your independent income streams. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to set a target exit date based on your runway. Work backward, identifying the milestones you need to achieve in terms of savings and client acquisition to hit that date confidently. This systematic approach transforms a daunting jump into a series of manageable steps, solidifying your skill stacking and your exit planning. Strategic timing minimizes risk and maximizes your potential for a thriving independent career. Plan your exit. Own your freedom. Let's build directly on what we uncovered about strategic exit timing. Planning a graceful departure from your current employer while meticulously maintaining positive, professional relationships. This isn't merely about good manners. It's a critical career strategy for long-term earning power and ensuring a truly successful job escape. The first thing to grasp is that your professional reputation is one of your most valuable assets, and how you leave a role speaks volumes about your character and market skills. Many professionals discover they inadvertently burn bridges, creating client acquisition friction or even future negotiation mistakes because they rush their exit or neglect proper handover. Consider a time when a colleague left abruptly, leaving their boss and team in disarray, and how that impression lingered. This can negatively impact your future referrals and runway building. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their dedication to ensuring all loose ends are tied before they leave. Another factor that changes everything is that a smooth transition, including comprehensive handover, demonstrates professionalism and competence, strengthening your network and potential for future collaborations. Think of the moment when a former colleague reached out for advice or a referral, confident in your reliability and skill stacking. Take a moment to consider the individuals in your current role who might serve as future references or connectors. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to begin documenting handover procedures for your current role. Outline key tasks, ongoing projects, important contacts, and where critical information is stored. This proactive step not only eases the burden on your team, but also ensures a professional, responsible exit, solidifying your career strategy and exit planning. A graceful departure reinforces your value and expands your professional influence long after you've left. Leave with integrity, depart with power. Chapter 12. Launch Plan. 30, 60, 90-day milestones. Imagine Alex, an experienced marketing consultant with brilliant strategies. He'd envisioned his own agency for years, dreaming of job escape and true financial freedom. He finally left his corporate role, confident in his skill stacking, but without a clear launch roadmap. He spent weeks perfecting his logo, debating website fonts, and crafting an elaborate business plan no one would see. Meanwhile, his financial runway shrank, budget stress mounted, and clients remained elusive. He had the market skills, but lacked the foundational actions and initial client acquisition, leading to profound frustration and threatening his dream before it even began. This burnout cycle stemmed from misdirected effort. Take a moment to consider what immediate, tangible action you could take right now to move your venture forward. This scenario underscores the profound importance of focusing on foundational tasks to officially launch your independent venture. This includes crucial steps like legal setup, initial client outreach, and essential marketing, all designed to secure your very first client or paid project. The first thing to grasp is that official launch isn't just a ceremony, it's a series of practical, strategic actions that secure your earning power. Many professionals discover that neglecting legal setup or delaying initial client outreach creates client acquisition friction down the line, slowing their growth and hindering their job escape. Consider a time when a business seemed legitimate and trustworthy from the start due to its clear structure versus one that felt improvised. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their prioritization of initial client outreach over perfection. Waiting for everything to be flawless before engaging with potential clients often leads to stalled progress and unnecessary budget stress. Your unique market skills and skill stacking are only valuable when actively applied and marketed. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement immediately, is to focus relentlessly on securing your very first client or paid project. This isn't just about revenue, it's proof of concept, a crucial confidence booster, and the true start of your momentum for successful exit planning and runway building. Methodical launch planning transforms ambition into tangible, revenue-generating reality. Start lean, grow strong. Let's build directly on what we uncovered about securing your first client. With that crucial milestone achieved, the next phase is to scale up your operations, refine your processes, and strategically expand your client base. This demands a relentless focus on consistent lead generation and impeccable service delivery, cementing your career strategy and amplifying your earning power for a true job escape. The first thing to grasp is that initial success is a springboard, not the destination. Many professionals discover they secure a few clients, then hit a plateau, or even face burnout cycles because they haven't systematized their delivery or client acquisition. Consider a time when a small business you admired initially began to falter due to inconsistent quality as demand grew. This directly impacts your runway building and creates unnecessary budget stress. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their unwavering commitment to refining processes. Another factor that changes everything is that documented, repeatable systems allow you to maintain high service quality while handling a larger client volume, leveraging your unique market skills without sacrificing your time. Think of the moment when a seamless experience as a customer made you trust a brand implicitly. That's the operational excellence we're building. Take a moment to consider one area in your current workflow that, if streamlined, could free up significant time. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to actively implement one new marketing channel. This could be guest posting on a relevant blog, launching a targeted LinkedIn campaign, or even hosting a small, focused workshop. The goal is to diversify your lead flow beyond initial referrals, strengthening your skill stacking, and ensuring consistent client acquisition, which is vital for your exit planning. This phase is about transforming initial wins into sustained, leveraged growth. Scale your systems, amplify your impact. Moving from theory into practice, with your operations scaled and client base expanding, the next critical step is to consolidate your progress, rigorously analyze results, and strategically plan for sustainable growth. This demands evaluating your systems and making data-driven adjustments, ensuring your career strategy consistently fuels your income growth and secures your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that without regular analysis, even successful ventures can hit unforeseen obstacles, leading to burnout cycles or budget stress. Many professionals discover they become overwhelmed by growth if they don't periodically pause to assess what's working and what isn't. Consider a time when a business you knew thrived initially, but then failed to adapt to changing market skills or client acquisition patterns and eventually declined. This directly impacts your runway building and long-term earning power. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their commitment to an iterative process of review and refinement. Another factor that changes everything is that data-driven decisions minimize negotiation mistakes and optimize your unique market skills for maximum leverage. Relying on intuition alone is insufficient for sustained growth. Think of the moment when a simple adjustment, based on clear metrics, significantly improved a process or outcome. Take a moment to identify one key metric you could track in your independent venture to gauge its health. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to review your income and expense statements. Understand where your revenue is truly coming from and where your money is going. Identify your most profitable services and clients and pinpoint any areas of unnecessary expenditure. This financial clarity is fundamental to your skill stacking and allows for precise exit planning, ensuring you're building a truly robust, financially free future. Strategic review and adjustment solidify your foundation for enduring entrepreneurial success. Analyze to adapt, grow to conquer. Now here's where the real shift begins. Establishing achievable, measurable goals for each phase of your independent venture and tracking your progress effectively. This approach isn't just about efficiency. It's a fundamental career strategy for maintaining momentum towards your financial freedom and accelerating your job escape. Many professionals discover they feel paralyzed by the sheer scale of their ambitions, leading to burnout cycles and significant budget stress as their runway building stagnates. The first thing to grasp is that vague aspirations, while inspiring, don't provide a tangible roadmap for applying your unique skill stacking and achieving consistent income growth. Think of the moment when a complex project at your 9-to-5 job became manageable only after it was broken into discrete, actionable steps. That same principle applies to your entrepreneurial journey. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their discipline in breaking down a large goal into smaller, weekly tasks. This clarity allows you to apply your market skills with precision, making progress undeniable and minimizing potential negotiation mistakes later when presenting your value. Another factor that changes everything is the deliberate act of celebrating small wins. These aren't trivial. They are crucial psychological anchors that reinforce positive behavior, maintain motivation, and prevent client acquisition friction by keeping you energized for the next step of your exit planning. Take a moment to recall a personal achievement that felt overwhelming until you broke it down. This systematic approach transforms daunting long-term visions into a series of achievable, celebrated victories. Set your targets, celebrate your climb. This insight naturally leads us forward to building a robust network of mentors, peers, or an accountability partner to consistently stay on track. Leveraging external support for motivation and guidance is not a luxury. It's a foundational career strategy for your income growth and runway building. Many professionals discover that the journey of job escape, while liberating, can also be profoundly isolating. Without a sounding board, it's easy to get caught in burnout cycles, second-guess decisions, and succumb to budget stress when facing client acquisition friction alone. The first thing to grasp is that even the most brilliant market skills can falter without the perspective and encouragement of others who have walked a similar path or are walking it with you. Consider a time when a simple conversation with a trusted advisor unlocked a solution you'd been struggling with for weeks. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their proactive cultivation of these vital relationships. They understand that mentorship accelerates skill stacking, and peer groups offer invaluable emotional support and practical insights, minimizing negotiation mistakes through shared wisdom. Think of the moment when a peer's honest feedback sharpened your pitch, or a mentor's guidance helped you navigate a tricky boss dynamic in your past role. These connections provide the objective viewpoints essential for resilient exit planning. Take a moment to reflect on who in your existing network could offer this type of valuable support. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to actively join an online community related to your niche or industry. These platforms offer a wealth of shared knowledge, potential collaborations, and a steady stream of motivation from like-minded individuals, ensuring you're never truly alone on your path to financial freedom. Building a strong support system transforms your solitary journey into a shared mission for success. Cultivate your connections, multiply your strength. Chapter 13. Sustain your momentum, advanced mindset, and resilience. Consider Maria, a freelance designer who, after a thrilling job escape, initially reveled in her newfound autonomy. She had brilliant market skills and a strong client pipeline, but without the external structure of a 9-to-5, her days became unpredictable. She'd wake up without a plan, get pulled into emails and reactive tasks, and by lunchtime, feel already behind. Despite her talent, her income growth became inconsistent, leading to intermittent budget stress and threatening her runway building. This lack of a structured approach, this absence of robust self-discipline, was quietly eroding her productivity and contributing to burnout cycles, proving that even with skill stacking, true financial freedom requires a deliberate daily rhythm. Take a moment to consider how your first hour each day sets the tone for your entire workday and overall momentum. This scenario highlights the profound importance of developing robust self-discipline habits essential for long-term independent success. Consistency, not intensity, truly fuels progress and underpins your entire career strategy. The first thing to grasp is that self-discipline isn't about restriction, it's about intentionality. Many professionals discover that the freedom of entrepreneurship can quickly turn into overwhelming chaos if not managed with a proactive approach. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their understanding that a disciplined start to the day directly impacts their earning power and minimizes client acquisition friction. Another factor that changes everything is that a consistent routine builds mental and emotional resilience. This prevents reactive decision-making and negotiation mistakes, keeping your focus on strategic actions for your exit planning. Think of the moment when a clear plan for your day helped you navigate unexpected challenges without getting derailed. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement tomorrow, is to establish a non-negotiable morning routine that directly supports your goals. This could involve an hour of focused work, strategic planning, or personal development before the demands of the day begin. Consistent, disciplined habits are the bedrock of enduring financial freedom and personal mastery. Master your mornings, master your destiny. This insight naturally leads us forward to recognizing the signs of burnout and implementing strategies for rest, recovery, and maintaining energy. This is not about weakness. It's a critical component of your career strategy. A sustainable pace is the key to consistent income growth and the long-term viability of your job escape. The first thing to grasp is that pushing relentlessly without recovery is a direct path to diminishing returns, eroding your market skills, and leading to unnecessary burnout cycles. Many professionals discover they experience a decline in creativity, focus, and client acquisition effectiveness when they neglect strategic downtime. Consider a time when you or a colleague tried to power through exhaustion only to make avoidable mistakes or produce suboptimal work. This directly impacts your earning power and creates budget stress. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their understanding that rest isn't a reward for productivity, but a prerequisite for it. Another factor that changes everything is deliberately scheduling regular breaks and personal time. This proactive approach ensures you're showing up at your best, making sharper decisions, and avoiding negotiation mistakes that can arise from fatigue. Think of the moment when a short walk or a quiet hour away from your desk completely reset your perspective and re-energized your problem-solving abilities. This cultivates your skill stacking. Take a moment to consider the last time you truly allowed yourself to disconnect and recharge without guilt. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to build non-negotiable rest periods into your daily and weekly schedule. Treat these as vital appointments for your well-being and productivity, just as important as client meetings. This commitment to sustainable energy protects your runway building and ensures a healthy, enduring path for your exit planning. Strategic rest fuels sustained momentum and sharpens your entrepreneurial edge. Recover with purpose, thrive with resilience. There's a deeper layer worth exploring: cultivating flexibility and the ability to pivot your strategies as market conditions relentlessly evolve. This isn't merely an option, it's a fundamental aspect of your career strategy that secures consistent income growth, extends your runway building, and ensures the long-term viability of your job escape. Embracing continuous learning and innovation is the only way to remain relevant and valuable. The first thing to grasp is that what worked effectively 6 months ago might be suboptimal today. Many professionals discover they face burnout cycles and significant client acquisition friction by clinging to outdated market skills or service models. Consider a time when a company you knew well failed to adapt to technological shifts, eventually losing its market share. This directly impacts your earning power and can lead to unnecessary budget stress. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their proactive commitment to staying ahead of trends. Another factor that changes everything is that a willingness to pivot and refine your offerings based on new data and insights minimizes negotiation mistakes and maximizes your leverage in a dynamic economy. Think of the moment when a competitor's innovative approach forced you to reevaluate your own strategy, leading to a much better outcome. This constant adaptation fuels your skill stacking. Take a moment to consider an industry shift you've witnessed recently that impacted a business or career. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to read one insightful book on future trends in your industry. This deliberate act of continuous learning keeps your perspective fresh, informs your strategic adjustments, and is critical for sound exit planning. It's an investment in your future adaptability. Cultivating agility transforms market shifts from threats into opportunities for growth. Learn to pivot, lead your future. Let's build directly on what we uncovered about cultivating flexibility. To truly sustain momentum, it's imperative to surround yourself with positive, like-minded individuals who genuinely understand your journey. Leveraging peer groups and mastermind communities, and crucially, connecting with a mentor who has already achieved your goals is a non-negotiable career strategy for consistent income growth and resilient runway building. The first thing to grasp is that the entrepreneurial path, while rewarding, can also be profoundly isolating, leading to burnout cycles and self-doubt. Many professionals discover they face client acquisition friction or negotiation mistakes because they lack diverse perspectives and encouragement. Consider a time when a negative influence or a lack of support drained your energy or led you to second-guess a crucial decision. This directly impacts your earning power and creates unnecessary budget stress. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their deliberate cultivation of a supportive ecosystem. Another factor that changes everything is that a mentor provides invaluable shortcuts, sharing insights on market skills, boss dynamics, and exit planning that would take years to learn independently. Peer groups offer accountability, shared problem solving, and a powerful sense of community, significantly enhancing your skill stacking. Think of the moment when a mentor's advice steered you away from a costly error or a peer's success inspired you to push past a challenge. Take a moment to identify one person who genuinely inspires you and aligns with your career aspirations. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to identify and reach out to one mentor who has achieved goals similar to your own. A sincere, respectful approach seeking advice, not a handout, can open doors to invaluable guidance. Simultaneously, explore joining a peer mastermind group or a focused online community where you can contribute and receive support. Your environment shapes your success. Surround yourself with those who elevate your ambition. Build your tribe. Amplify your impact. With that foundation in place, let's explore the critical importance of acknowledging and celebrating your achievements, both big and small, to reinforce positive habits and maintain unwavering motivation. This isn't vanity. It's a profound career strategy for sustained income growth, preventing burnout cycles, and ensuring your job escape remains energizing. It's about recognizing how far you have truly come. The first thing to grasp is that many professionals push relentlessly, always focusing on the next milestone, without pausing to appreciate the significant progress already made. This constant forward pressure, devoid of reinforcement, often leads to budget stress and fatigue, slowly eroding their market skills and enthusiasm. Consider a time when you achieved something significant but immediately moved on, only to feel a sense of emptiness instead of accomplishment. This can dampen your earning power. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their deliberate integration of celebration into their exit planning. Another factor that changes everything is that small, intentional acknowledgments act as powerful psychological anchors, reinforcing the positive habits of skill stacking and client acquisition that drive your success. Think of the moment when a successful negotiation, after weeks of effort, gave you a burst of confidence to tackle the next challenge. This recognition fuels your runway building. Take a moment to consider one recent achievement, however small, that you genuinely haven't taken the time to celebrate. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to treat yourself in a meaningful, non-detrimental way after achieving a significant goal. This isn't about extravagance, but about a personal reward that signifies the completion of a milestone and recharges your mental and emotional reserves. Conscious celebration reinforces your journey and fuels your continued drive toward mastery. Acknowledge your wins, empower your future. Chapter 14. Conclusion. Your next steps to freedom. Mark had spent 2 decades climbing the corporate ladder, each rung feeling heavier than the last, until the corner office began to feel like a gilded cage. He saw colleagues hitting salary ceilings, trapped in endless burnout cycles, or making risky transitions that failed. But Mark chose a different path. He meticulously built his financial runway, identified his core market skills, and strategically stacked new ones. He didn't just dream of job escape, he engineered it. He leveraged every principle we've discussed, from calculated risk management to disciplined client acquisition. Today, Mark runs his own thriving consulting firm, sets his own schedule, and enjoys true financial freedom, a direct result of applying these actionable insights. His story isn't unique. It's a blueprint for anyone ready to step beyond the conventional. Across our journey, we've covered crucial ground, revealing that financial freedom isn't a fantasy, but a meticulously constructed reality. The first thing to grasp, unequivocally, is the power of a robust financial runway. It's your buffer against budget stress, enabling confident exit planning and negating desperate negotiation mistakes. Another factor that changes everything is the strategic commitment to skill stacking and mastering your unique market skills. This isn't just about learning, it's about building leverage and diversifying your earning power beyond a single employer. Think of the moment when you realized a new skill opened up entirely new opportunities. That's the leverage we're building. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their deliberate, disciplined action. It's the daily work of client acquisition, process refinement, and continuous learning that transforms aspiration into tangible income growth. One shift that accelerates progress, and one that has been woven throughout this entire audiobook, is understanding that job escape is a marathon of strategic, consistent steps, not a sudden sprint. Take a moment to review the notes you've taken and identify your top 3 actionable insights from this entire audiobook, the ones that resonate most powerfully with your personal vision of freedom. The path to escaping the 9-to-5 is clearer than ever, laid out for those with the courage to walk it. Act with intention, live with freedom. Let's build directly on what we uncovered about the core principles of financial freedom. Now it's time to outline specific, immediate steps to implement in the next month to truly kickstart your journey. The focus here is on building initial momentum and clarity, transforming insight into irreversible action for your career strategy and job escape. The first thing to grasp is that inaction, not lack of knowledge, is the greatest barrier. Many professionals discover they intellectualize their desires for income growth and runway building, but get caught in analysis paralysis, leading to burnout cycles without ever leaving the starting line. Consider a time when a simple, consistent effort, however small, eventually led to significant progress. This reinforces the power of micro-actions. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their bias towards action, even imperfect action. Another factor that changes everything is that clarity emerges from doing, not just planning. By committing to one small action every day for 30 days, you cultivate an unbreakable habit of progress, enhance your skill stacking, and directly impact your earning power. This daily commitment minimizes negotiation mistakes born from uncertainty. Think of the moment when a complex problem at work became manageable only after you took the very first, simple step. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement immediately, is to identify one specific, tangible goal for the next 30 days related to your independent venture. This could be researching your niche, building a simple landing page, or connecting with 5 potential clients. Break this down into daily, bite-sized tasks. Take a moment to identify one small, immediate action you can commit to starting tomorrow. Consistent, daily action builds unstoppable momentum toward your financial freedom. Start small, build an empire. Now here's where the real shift begins. Detailing actions for your second month, focusing on validation, initial execution, and proactive problem solving. This phase is about scaling your early efforts and moving beyond mere contemplation into tangible client acquisition, directly impacting your income growth and solidifying your career strategy. The first thing to grasp is that your initial momentum will only carry you so far without validation. Many professionals discover they spend months perfecting an idea in isolation, only to face client acquisition friction when they finally launch because it hasn't been tested in the market. Consider a time when a product or service you encountered seemed great in concept but failed to meet real-world needs. This directly impacts your earning power and creates unnecessary budget stress. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their rapid cycle of testing and iteration. Another factor that changes everything is to actively seek feedback on your unique market skills and service offerings. This iterative problem solving allows you to make data-driven adjustments, minimizing negotiation mistakes and refining your value proposition. Think of the moment when a simple tweak based on client feedback transformed an average offering into a highly sought-after solution. This builds robust skill stacking. Take a moment to identify one assumption you've made about your independent venture that could be validated or disproven in the next 30 days. One shift that accelerates progress and one you must commit to is to reach out to 3 potential clients by day 60. This isn't just about sales. It's about having real conversations, understanding needs, and validating your offerings in the marketplace. This direct interaction is invaluable for your runway building and provides real-world experience for your exit planning. Validation through action fuels growth and ensures your offerings meet real market demand. Execute to validate, solve to scale. Moving from theory into practice, your third month marks a pivotal transition, providing a comprehensive plan for sustained growth, diligently analyzing results, and making strategic adjustments. This phase is critical for optimizing your offerings and processes, ensuring your income growth continues, and solidifying your career strategy for a lasting job escape. The first thing to grasp is that initial success isn't self-sustaining without deliberate optimization. Many professionals discover they hit burnout cycles or face budget stress because they continue to operate with initial, unrefined processes, leading to negotiation mistakes or client acquisition friction as their business scales. Consider a time when a well-intentioned but unoptimized system eventually buckled under increased demand. This directly impacts your earning power and runway building. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their commitment to data-driven refinement. Another factor that changes everything is to analyze your initial results. What worked in client acquisition? Which market skills were most valued? Where were the bottlenecks? This concrete feedback allows you to strategically adjust your approach, whether it's refining your service delivery, modifying your pricing, or targeting a different audience. Think of the moment when a sports team reviewed game footage to identify weaknesses and adjusted their strategy for future wins. This applies to your skill stacking. Take a moment to consider one aspect of your current offerings or process that you suspect could be optimized for better results. One shift that accelerates progress and one you can implement now is to schedule a dedicated half-day by the end of your third month specifically for this strategic review. Use this time to objectively evaluate your initial results, identify patterns, and implement specific, measurable adjustments to your offerings and processes. This disciplined approach to optimization is fundamental to your exit planning. Strategic analysis fuels continuous improvement and solidifies your foundation for lasting financial freedom. Optimize for growth, evolve to lead. There's a deeper layer worth exploring as we conclude: the absolute importance of continuous skill development, unwavering adaptability, and an open, evolving mindset. Your journey towards financial freedom and job escape is never truly finished. It's an ongoing process of growth, refinement, and expansion of your career strategy. The first thing to grasp is that the market is a constantly shifting landscape. Many professionals discover they face burnout cycles or even significant budget stress by resting on past laurels, assuming their current market skills will always be sufficient. Consider a time when a well-established industry was disrupted by new technology or a change in consumer behavior, leaving those unwilling to adapt struggling. This directly impacts your income growth and runway building. What separates consistent earners and successful job escapers from the rest is their proactive commitment to learning and evolution. Another factor that changes everything is cultivating a mindset that views change not as a threat, but as an opportunity for skill stacking and innovation. This adaptability minimizes client acquisition friction and prevents negotiation mistakes, ensuring your offerings remain relevant and valuable. Think of the moment when you learned a new software or technique and how it immediately broadened your capabilities and increased your leverage. Take a moment to consider one area of your professional life where you've recently resisted a new approach or technology. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement this week, is to identify one new area for personal or professional growth, then commit to a tangible step towards mastering it. This could be a new software, a leadership skill, or a niche within your industry. This deliberate investment in yourself is the ultimate exit planning. Embrace constant evolution. Your future prosperity depends on your present adaptability. Learn, adapt, thrive. Let's build directly on what we uncovered about the necessity of continuous skill development and an open mindset. The true essence of financial independence isn't a destination. It's an ongoing commitment to maintaining and enhancing your hard-won freedom and consistent income growth. Your journey of job escape demands perpetual growth and adaptation, not just initial momentum. The first thing to grasp is that the marketplace never stands still. Many professionals discover that past successes can become future liabilities if they cease to adapt, leading to unexpected burnout cycles or fresh budget stress. Consider a time when a specific market skill you once relied heavily upon became less relevant due to new technology or industry shifts. This directly impacts your earning power and threatens your carefully constructed runway building. What separates consistent earners and those who sustain their financial independence from the rest is their proactive approach to learning. Another factor that changes everything is consciously planning for ongoing skill development. This isn't merely about acquiring new knowledge, it's about strategically refining your unique market skills and expanding your skill stacking to future-proof your career strategy. Think of the moment when a proactive investment in learning a new tool or methodology allowed you to secure a higher-value client or avoid potential client acquisition friction. Take a moment to reflect on a specific skill or area of knowledge you believe will be crucial for your industry in the next 3 to 5 years. One shift that accelerates progress, and one you can implement now, is to dedicate specific, non-negotiable time each week to this planned skill development. Treat this as an essential component of your professional responsibilities, as vital as any client meeting or project deadline, directly supporting your exit planning and mitigating future negotiation mistakes. Maintaining your independence requires a continuous investment in your own evolution. Adapt with intention. Grow without limits.